Welcome back to another episode of Collector's Quest. I'm Tyler here with Johnny. Johnny, what's going on?
Oh, not much, Tyler. I was just telling you what a little baby you are.
What?
That's it. That's my lead into the show.
Because I looked at a Magic card price and I was like, cards are too expensive.
Yeah. And
What
I
a
said,
shocker. Cards are too expensive.
yeah.
This card
Hey,
came
guess
out
what?
last year and it's selling for $25,000. No, I reject this.
Welcome to sports cards. And if you think that's crazy, go look at any sports card.
I don't have like some crazy take. I don't care about sports cards, but I'm sure there are people who are like, no, only Mickey Mantle and Babe Ruth and like bona fide legends should have their cards be worth anything. Fuck you and your Shohei Ohtani card.
No. All these guys, all these sports card guys now are all like flippers and pump dumps. They are the equivalent of like new age coin collectors. They have to pump it. So like the pump always has to stay real. Everyone always has to be excited always.
So if you're flipping, yes. So you always want the new thing to flip. So you're always looking for like, oh, who's the hot prospects and all that. Because you always want something to be going up in value. And obviously new legends aren't made like every single year. There's only so many legends in any given sport. But I know there are collectors out there who are like, no, fuck you. I'm only collecting cards of guys that have been retired for 10 years and we know their position in history.
You don't understand, Tyler. This is the one-of-one purple bordered fracture foil Mike Trout. Like, you're crazy. This thing, one of the best cards ever printed this year.
It's amazing. Is Mike Trout, is he still the greatest?
No, Shohei is the greatest. Him and like Aaron Judge and some other guy. I don't know. I don't follow enough baseball.
Do you know what, from my recent trip to Japan, Johnny, do you know what Japan loves? Shohei Ohtani. That guy,
Yeah.
like Neon Genesis Evangelion is everywhere. And Shohei Ohtani, like you'll go to like a drink vending machine and just have a picture of Shohei Ohtani. It's like, yeah, all right. They love this guy.
Look, the Dodgers paid him so much money and everyone's like, that's crazy. And then the Dodgers immediately made that money back in like 1 year. It was insane.
He seems good at baseball.
He is rather good at baseball and a World Series champion twice over. Maybe more. I don't know. At least twice. Hey, sports isn't really our thing.
No, but Johnny, I've got a brief update on the manga pump.
Oh, speaking of pumps.
Weekly Shonen Jump number 34, an issue from 1997 in 5.5 condition. This is the first copy that's come up since like we're spending $200,000 on manga now. So this is going to be the real first print of One Piece. This is like the multiple comics collected in kind of like a periodical format. And 5.5 condition is like, I found it under my bed. It's like, oh yeah, I've got one of those under my bed. Like that is not good condition at all for a book. And it's got 5 days to go, but it's currently going for $32,500.
I'm sorry, how much?
Yeah. That's just like, I don't know how rare this is. I mean, I assume Shonen Jump had a pretty big distribution. Like, it had already been a magazine for decades at this point. But, yeah, fuck your American comics. This is the new thing, Johnny. Come on.
So, yeah, if you also want to know what's expensive, go look at One Piece cards and some of their nonsense. Very expensive.
Is the One Piece pump still going?
Oh, yeah.
All right. What's the most expensive One Piece card? Oh, it's that guy with like the whitish hair where he's like laughing, right?
I have no idea.
See, I know more about One Piece cards than you. I think it's Monkey D. Luffy.
Monkey D. Luffy? They're all Monkey D. Luffy.
Okay. Johnny, what do you got to start this episode with?
I called you a baby. That's how I'm starting this episode.
Let's have like, I don't know, a personal anecdote of something happening in the world of collecting, maybe.
A personal anecdote in the world of collecting. Let me think. Nope, don't got it. I haven't collected anything in a while.
Really?
I've been in the shit, okay, Tyler? Like, my son has me running errands for him, and so does my wife. I'm doing video game chores for them right now. Tyler, I have now officially played, and it was like this, I should save it for what we're playing, but since you wanted an anecdote, I've now officially played a Pokemon game. Tyler.
Pokopia.
Like,
you like
no,
pulling
that's not a
weed?
real No, like a mainline game.
You've never played a Pokemon game?
No,
They're all the same. Just play one.
I have to now with my son. We're playing Zelda as well, but he's like trying to level up his Pokemon. So he's like getting frustrated. He's like, Dad, go grind. Like, I want you to level these guys up.
This is a teachable moment. You sit him down, you say, hey, son, if a video game is not fun and playing it is not an enjoyable thing to do, that means it's a bad video game and you shouldn't play it.
No, he's trying to get other stuff done. He's trying to play Pokopia or whatever, with my wife and Minecraft. And he's like, but Dad, this Charmeleon really needs to become a Charizard, and that needs to happen at level 32. So I'm going to do this. Can you please grind over
teach him
here?
patience. Grinding something to level 32 in Pokemon, a game with 100 levels, it must literally take like 20 minutes of walking back and forth and pressing the A button.
No, it takes longer. The game is kind of slow. It's
Which game are
Fire
you playing,
Red.
though? What was it?
Fire Red.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Why is he playing Fire Red?
Because it was released on the Switch 2 as like a download.
Okay, I thought he was
And,
playing
and
a
my
real
wife-
game, not some stupid remake.
Yeah. No, it's not a remake. It's just
It's the real version of Fire Red?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's still cool. All right, I'm down with that.
So playing that, and then my wife is playing Leaf Green so they can trade Pokemon.
It makes sense.
That's
Also, I think it's really funny that I'm like, oh, it's not a remake of Fire Red, which is literally a remake.
which is a remake. Yeah, yes. But in the grand scheme of things, not like a modern bullshit remake.
Yeah. Fire Red, Johnny, I think is the most popular Pokemon to mod to make like super hard versions of Pokemon. It's either that or Emerald. There's just like a shitload of games that are based on Fire Red. So since you're an adult, you actually shouldn't play a real Pokemon game. Don't play these games. While they're playing Fire Red and Leaf Green, go find like the bullshit super hard version of Pokemon where you like won't even be able to get past the second trainer battle, and play that to prove your worth to your family.
No, they look, they're just trying to get stuff done. My wife's like, no, he's got to get this level. His Pokemon out. Look, he's got Charmeleon, and he's gonna lose because this gym is, Charmander can't beat this gym. So, and that's the only Pokemon he's leveled up. So we gotta get his other Pokemon leveled up. I was just like, what is happening?
So Johnny, you're not playing Resident Evil 9, whatever.
No. Nope, I'm not playing Requiem. I would like to own a physical copy of it, not a download copy. For a while, it was kind of sold out everywhere. Same with Pokopia, even though that's just a game keycard.
It is in stock for the PS5. It is not in stock for the Switch 2 on Amazon.
I heard a thing that they did with Pokopia, and I don't know if they did it with Resident Evil 2, where they raised the price like $5 or $6.
I mean, like third-party vendors do that kind of thing.
No. Sold from Amazon did. There was like a whole big thing about them raising the prices on stuff.
I mean, I think like whatever Amazon is, like sold from Amazon, I think could mean that like it could be a third-party vendor that's using.
No, sold by
else, right?
sold by and sold from, like sold by and shipped from Amazon
right.
as an Amazon product.
Well, if you guys bought it at $5 over MSRP, it's kind of your own fault.
So that's just an interesting thing because Amazon hadn't done that before. And I don't know what their excuse for doing this, but it was a thing that happened.
I already look at $70, $80 games, and I can't imagine. I didn't even buy games new when they were $50. I play a lot of video games, and especially a game that I'm going to play for a while. Like, I'm going to sit down for 20 hours and play a game. Like, even $80 is like, that's a good value for entertainment. Like, $1 or $2 an hour, that beats anything else you could be doing that isn't like literally free, like going for a hike. And I still won't pay full price for fucking anything.
I know, you are very cheap.
I mean, but also all of us have a billion video games, and not just because we're game collectors. Every video gamer has a billion video games they haven't played, either sitting in like a digital library or on their shelf. Just go play the games you haven't played. You don't need to play Resident Evil 9.
But what if you want to talk about it with your friends who are also playing?
Oh, I don't have any friends, Johnny.
Aren't you going to brunch tomorrow?
I'm going to... Yes, I'm going to brunch with my friends tomorrow.
With your friends, like 10 friends? You have 10 friends
Oh my God.
that you can go to brunch with? I don't have any friends. Meanwhile, at brunch the next day with 10 friends, not counting yourself.
None of who have the same video game tastes, though, Johnny. Come on.
That doesn't matter. I'm only responding
None of them are
to you
playing
saying you
Resident
had no
Evil 9.
friends.
One of them's like a fucking Elden Ring guy who's like only been playing Elden Ring since that was released. The other one only plays like shitty meme game, like the kind of games that like a 13-year-old would play, like random Unity trendy games that people play for 3 days on Steam and then everyone forgets they ever existed a week later. God, I want the monoculture back. I want it back so bad. Imagine being able to talk with everybody about the latest video game. Maybe then the $80 prices would be worth it if like I could talk with everybody about it, but like everyone's off doing their own thing. I'm playing fucking Diablo 2 over here.
Have you considered, I don't know, becoming a streamer and then talking to a bunch of people that you'll never see?
No, that sounds hard. I don't know. Playing a video game and then also having to be entertaining at the same time for an audience seems like it would take all of the joy out of playing a video game.
I can't imagine doing it. And then just the way I play video games too, sometimes I'm like just doing my own thing. People would be losing their minds. I don't need that criticism in my life.
Yeah, exactly. But also every kid wants to be a streamer. So there's an unlimited amount of nobody streamers. So nobody would watch you. Or you could try to force your friends to watch you. And that's always weird where my friend's like, I'm streaming. And then it's like, I'm the only one watching them. It's like, why? Why are you streaming? I don't want to be here, but you're kind of forcing me to be here. So I'm being polite and I'll be here for a half hour. But like, why are you streaming?
We could just sit on a couch and do this together.
Right? That would be actually fun.
No, watch me and then hear me say things like, all right, chat. Ugh. Gross.
Resident Evil, Johnny.
Yep. We're going to talk about it, Tyler.
Is it having a moment?
It is having a moment. People are mad that the Switch 2 version of Requiem looks bad. It's exploding in price. I don't know. What is going on with Resident Evil, Tyler?
I'm just having a moment. Is there a new movie coming out? There has to be some kind of multimedia phenomenon for like the prices on some stuff have doubled in like the past month.
I don't.
Is
understand.
that just the Resident Evil Requiem effect?
I think so. I think. Look, I hate to put it in such crass terms, but I think much like with the other Resident Evil, they learned that if they put a character on the box that people might want to have sex with, then people get interested in the game.
I mean, Leon Kennedy is a pretty sexy protagonist. He is kind of, a little bit weird in the things, his tone and the things he says compared to what's going on around him, though.
It's true, but you know what I mean. Look, it just sells video games into the video game culture, and I don't understand it, but it works.
I mean, I think it's more than that. I think people really like Resident Evil Requiem, even though neither of us have played it. Also, there is a new movie coming out in September. The second reboot of the franchise, because the last movie was a reboot, and they're like, oh, no, that didn't work out.
Never mind. That was terrible. The television show that was on Netflix, boy, was that terrible.
So it's a bad multimedia franchise. That's what we have with good games, I guess. A lot of games. Not all of them good. Some of them dumb. Yeah. And
some
two
boring.
that I care about, Johnny. Let's start the episode with the two games I care about, which are
Code Veronica. Go on.
I guess I care about Resident Evil 4 too, but 1 and 2. And Resident Evil 1, there's a lot to talk about. Kind of with all the Resident Evil games, there's a lot to talk about. I think every single Resident Evil game, and like the mainline games, they're all on 4 or more platforms at this point. Because all of them have been remade. All of them have been ported to shit. Fucking Resident Evil 2 is on the Gamecom. One of the only Resident Evil games I played, by the way. The Evil 2 for the Gamecom.
Resident Evil is on every console, I think, from the PS2 going forward.
Hold on. Let's do the judging collectibles by how good they are by Wikipedia list of best-selling video game franchises. Do you think Resident Evil's on there?
Yes.
I remember like Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube sold like a couple million copies though, which doesn't seem a lot compared to like Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto. Resident Evil, though, number 12. So, yes, it easily is on the list. It's above Monster Hunter? Wow. I did not think that would be the case. I guess there's a lot more Resident Evil games.
So here's the thing. Was Resident Evil, like, I think Resident Evil 1 is like essentially on every console except for maybe the 360. Like, didn't hit on the 360, right? But it was on PS2, PS3, 4, 5, released multiple times in collections and packs.
What? It was on the PS3?
I think so.
All right, I'm going to take your word for that. I didn't write down literally everything. Like, we cannot go over every Resident Evil game. So I'm kind of hitting the highlights that I'm interested in, and you could hit the highlights that you're interested in, Johnny.
Well, let's talk about that Resident Evil 5 Limited Edition 360. It's red.
Oh, we're really not going to go in chronological order?
Oh, you said the ones I want to talk about. Can't wait to talk about this one. Just kidding. I dislike Resident Evil 5 a lot. I was just making a joke. Let's talk about it in order. We're talking about Resident Evil 1.
Johnny, the first release of Resident Evil in America was the long box PS1 release. And it's going for like $150 right now.
So it has not gone up that much.
There are games on this list that have doubled like in March and February. And there's like a big sealed copy that's for sale right now that's up to $100,000, which is double what they were going for a few years ago. So Resident Evil, the long box one, during the bubble, like 2021, it was selling for like $200,000. And then like 2023, after the crash, they were selling for like $40,000. And now this is another one that's come up in 9.8 A plus condition, which I think is the best sealed one that you can get. And now this is already $100,000. So we are up. We're more than doubled from where we were in like 3 years ago. So I would have thought that meant like, oh, people are way into Resident Evil again, and the long boxes are going to be more. But no, I think $150 is like for a nice long box. That's what you've been paying for like a while.
Yeah. Remember I bought you one, right?
I think you did. Yeah. Because I don't know, for whatever reason, I didn't have one. And you're like, I could fix that. I'm a good friend.
And I think that was still like $100, $120 back then.
Yeah. That was a while ago. So, yeah. I mean, Resident Evil, we don't really have to say it because everyone knows listening to this. Kind of unimportant survival horror game. Some would say it invented the genre. Others would point to Alone in the Dark. If you're a crazy person, you could also point to Sweet Home on the Famicom. If you're a really crazy person, you could point to AX2 Nostromo for the PC 6001, but I don't think most people are going back that far. In terms of how the genre is generally depicted, I think Alone in the Dark and Resident Evil are the two most important games in the genre. And you could have that piece of history. And like Longbox PS1, also like a really cool and iconic set. $150, I don't think it's a bad deal. Of all the stupid fucking... We're going to go over so many stupid fucking things that people spend Resident Evil money on. And I bet some of them don't just have a Longbox copy of the game.
Oh,
this should
100%.
Like, this is like... I don't know where I'd put it, but like this is like a top 100 thing I think I would put in a video game collection. Is a really nice original copy of Resident Evil.
If I was building a video game museum, I would put a copy of Resident... No. If I would put a copy of Resident Evil in there.
I would put a bunch of like Atari and ColecoVision games.
I would put some of those in there, but don't you think like a copy of Resident Evil makes it?
I think a copy
it's an all-timer.
Makes it. So, interestingly, it's interesting to me that people care about this. The director's cut. The jewel case copy, I think, is a little rarer than the long box. And it does sell for a premium. It goes for maybe like $180. Sometimes you see them for $200.
There's a whole thing going on with the director's cut because there's like the director's cut with, what is it? It's like with Rumble, without Rumble on it.
So the Rumble version is greatest hits. So that one goes for a big discount. And then there's also in Japan, that one was not greatest hits.
I think there was a Resident Evil, wasn't there a Resident Evil director's cut with the splash on it that wasn't that goes for a little more? I don't know. There's a couple, like if you get into the distinct copies of it, there's like two different versions of Resident Evil. There's Or maybe one's got the interactive demo that comes with it.
Yeah, so
Can't-
there's the Resident Evil Director's Cut. There's one that has a Resident Evil 2 demo and one that doesn't have a Resident Evil 2 demo.
Yeah. There's a lot of Resident Evils out there.
But, like, it's so much less cool than the long box.
Yeah. And just the long box has like an interesting cover. The director's cut has just the zombie that turns around and it's like straight up screen cap. I don't know. Like both the covers of the Resident Evil games are not great, but at least the long box one has some more going on. Yeah, I don't know. I prefer the long box completely.
Yeah. Go get that one. I mean, yeah, just go get that one. Don't get the stupid DualShock version. It's like $60 for a greatest hits game, maybe down to 40 sometimes, but
how about you could also get it on the Sega Saturn?
You could get it on the Sega Saturn. This is why I wanted to make the episode, honestly. I realized like, oh, Resident Evil's having a moment or whatever, but the Sega Saturn Resident Evil always been like around near the top of the Sega Saturn set in terms of collectible games. Never at like the very top, but it's always been like, $100 plus game.
Oh no, it's been more than that. It's been like over $200 for a long time.
Since COVID, it's been chilling at like $200, $250. And then this month, maybe just like a few weeks ago, 2 copies sold for $450.
Oh no.
It like doubled in price immediately. And now there's no copies for sale, I think, on eBay.
Well,
why? It's the Sega Saturn version. Who cares? What are we doing, guys? The only thing I can imagine is that one copy sold and then someone immediately like FOMO'd and where they're like, oh no, these are going for $450 now. I gotta get it before it goes to $1,000. Okay, good. Someone did list one for $300. I don't know why it's not selling. I mean, it's such a good deal now.
Someone should buy that probably immediately, right?
Maybe. So here's my theory. I wonder they took really good pictures of it, including taking out the case insert and showing the back. And maybe the back is like a little bit dirty, but I bet all those case inserts are like a little bit dirty if you actually take good pictures of them.
Oh, I'm sure.
No, I just think I think 2 people just lost their minds and paid $450 for this. I don't.
Probably.
It's a port. Don't buy it, Johnny.
I'm gonna buy it.
All right.
I already have it.
I know. Big box PC. Who played Resident Evil on PC? I'm the biggest PC gamer out of the 2 of us, Johnny. I would not play Resident Evil on a PC. This game goes for $300+. And it's only because people want a big box that says Resident Evil on it. I don't think anyone actually cares about the PC version of this game. Graded copies even go for $2,000 to $3,000, which for like PC games, you got to be a pretty special PC game to be in the thousands of dollars. I guess the sealed stuff is going for more lately, but I think people just want a big stupid thing that says Resident Evil. I would not care about this personally. Johnny,
no, I'm trying to think if what I understand from everything you've told me over the years about PC being the best system, and that's where we should play all the games. If this can be true.
I mean, PC is the best system because it has all the games, but like, I don't want the ports of console games because there's such a small percentage of games that have ever been created are for consoles. So we could just ignore those, just like a few thousand, and then we have all the millions of games that have been created for PC.
Oh, good. I don't like it.
Johnny, let me tell you something that surprised me. Another version of Resident Evil that we can get is the GameCube remake. Very cleverly, people call it RE-make with the capital R and E.
Yeah.
I literally thought this game was going to be like $80. After seeing people spending $400 on the Saturn version and, sealed copies up for $100,000 right now, and GameCube is like a hot system to collect, this game's like $30. It's like,
why is it only $30?
You can buy like 3 copies of this instead of buying the latest Resident Evil game.
Okay.
And so I have heard differently in our Discord. As far as I understand, this is a really good remake, and it is a lot of people consider it the best way to play Resident Evil. Maybe it's been remade again, and that's no longer the case. But
Well, here's the thing. Have you heard about the DS, though, and how good that one was?
no, I didn't. I've only heard that from Oakley's in our Discord, who says it's the best port of Resident Evil 1, and I can't agree with that because every game on the DS looks like garbage.
Here is what I will say. I have played through all of Resident Evil Deadly Silence, and I liked it.
All right.
I thought it was a good remake. Best remake? I don't know.
Johnny,
But it was good at the time.
Resident Evil Deadly Silence, the Nintendo DS port of Resident Evil, is currently going for $300. And this is a multiple sales situation. This is not a two crazy people bought a copy on the Saturn. It's just going for like $290, $300 now.
That's a lot of money. It was always kind of expensive, but now it's very expensive.
That's really expensive. I mean, I'm looking at
But
it.
you know, it's not even the most expensive portable Resident Evil game, so that's good.
Well, yeah. But it is a portable
Yes.
Resident Evil. All right. Tyler, cut
Yes.
that. That was terrible.
Nope.
Is there anything? What is significant about Deadly Silence? $300?
Like
I don't get it. I just don't. Get it.
I don't know. It was like cool that it came out on the DS. It was like a pretty faithful remake.
Yeah, it's cool. It came
played
out on
well.
the fucking Sega Saturn. So who cares? There's like, it's not common, but like, there's copies on eBay.
2 screens. Like, I don't know. It was just doing stuff. It was doing DS stuff. The DS was a
Honestly,
great system.
I don't know. Maybe there's only 2 copies on eBay.
Only?
Isn't what the DS was a huge system. This is a major franchise from a big publisher. I imagine it sold more than nothing.
I want to know how many Resident Evil fans can tell me all the Resident Evil games and then explain to me all the like bullshit side Resident Evil games. Because people are like Resident Evil 1 through 7. I want to hear from the people who can talk to me about like Resident Evil Survivor series and like Gun Survivor in Japan and Outbreak and Dead Aim. Who are those people?
I don't know. I don't know who cares about the Resident Evil lore. I mean, there's a lot to keep track of because I'm sure the remakes all change little bits. And then you've got like the Lycan games on the Wii. There's like retellings of things that happened in the original games. Like the lore it's one of these mosaic things where like we tell the same story in different ways and kind of just like the brightest bits of those stories shine through. And that's what the real lore becomes.
Look at you. Well, that was well said, Tyler. Nice wordsmithing.
I think I've said that exact analogy before, and you also complimented me in the same way, so it feels really weird.
It's a nice turn of phrase.
Johnny.
Tyler.
This game's actually called Biohazard in Japan.
No.
You can get it.
Hold on. Can we have the discussion right now real quick?
Oh, yeah.
What's the better name?
Oh, Resident Evil's a better name. It's such a cool fucking name.
It's a lot better, right?
It's because it sounds Japanese.
Yeah.
And Biohazard, if it was the other way around, everyone would be so jealous of the Japanese name Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Right?
It really feels like
so
they
boring.
flipped them, right?
Yeah, it feels like they got flipped. Something got lost in translation here. They accidentally named the Japanese one the boring single word, and we got the cool.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say like misuse of words, but like the words are said in a way that like no one would ever think of to say normally. Resident Evil.
Yeah.
So
Resident Evil. You're like, what are you talking about?
Anyway, Biohazard on the PlayStation 1, Johnny, it's like $10 for, one of the most important games ever, the original release of one of the most important games ever. I would say you could probably just go own that. You can go own it.
For $10?
For $10.
Do you own it?
I don't think, I'm not one who says like,
do you own it?
Do I own it? I've got a sealed copy, John. Are you kidding me?
Okay. I'm just making sure.
Do you own it?
No, I don't own the Japanese one.
It's like $10. You should go get it.
Is that our pick of the show? Is this the one? Is this our pump? Go buy this for $10?
I don't think so. I agree. It's an important game. I don't think you need to own every single version of an important game. Like just because like Super Mario Brothers is important, I don't think you have to go and buy the US version and the Japanese version. I think that the long box PS1 is the right choice for most people. But if you don't want to
think
spend $150 and you want to pretend you're better than those people who did spend $150, you can get the real first version for $10.
Yeah, it's true, I guess. But, then you own Biohazard and not Resident Evil.
Yeah, that is something. A sealed copy sold recently, like I think 3 months ago, VGA 80 Plus, which is not really good for a jewel case, for $350, which, not good, but that's pretty cheap for a sealed Resident Evil, I think. I think nicer ones go for closer to $1,000. There's a sold listing I saw for $2,000, I think a couple of years ago for an 85 Plus. That seems too much. I think decent sealed copies of Biohazard go for about $1,000.
Okay, so how much is a sealed copy, like a normal sealed copy, not in one of these auction houses? If we go to Yahoo Auctions,
yeah, I think they're still in like the high hundreds to $1,000 type range.
Okay,
and actually, I think the last one that sold on Yahoo was actually graded. It was a graded copy of Biohazard, the Japanese game, graded by like CGC or something, sold again in Japan.
Did we talk about this last time? How weird it is to see like American graded games or like graded from American companies over in Japan.
It is very strange. I don't know who the buyer is. Like, is the buyer intended to be a foreign audience, or are they intended to be like, we got this graded overseas and we brought it back here for the domestic audience? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know who this is for.
Johnny, if a copy of Sealed Biohazard is $1,000 and I'm going to predict that the one on Heritage right now, the 9.8A plus, the one from the Graded 80 Kids collection, I'm going to say it goes for over $200,000. I'm going to say for 1/200th of the price for the original version of the game, that's a good deal. Okay. 1/200th of the price.
So is this one of those things, Tyler? Have they given this guy his own collection?
I did drop this name because I wanted you to complain about it.
What is this name? What kind of thing is this, Tyler? Can you just tell me real quick?
There's a WATA pedigree called the Graded 80s _ Kids collection.
Oh, all one word and then an underscore for kid, like he's fucking writing an email on AOL in 1998.
That's it.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And so if you buy one of these games, one of the bullet points on the box is going to say the Graded 80s Kids collection.
This is so fucking unbelievably stupid. Oh, hold on. I'm being wrong. I must be wrong. Tyler, tell me, the Graded 80s Kid must be an important somebody, right? Right? He had these from his collection, or maybe he was one of these rare video game stores or I don't know, movie rental places that did so shitty that they had to pack up all of their inventory and then just left it in a storage locker until somebody found it. It was one of these things, right?
The fact that he has graded in his name means that he's just some guy who had a collection of graded things.
Why is this important? Like, if you put a fucking pedigree on something, it should mean something. I should recognize it. I should see, like, it, just put it, this is embarrassing. Like, I went into length at how bad I thought pedigrees were, 5 years ago, 6 years ago? Fucking whenever the first one happened, and I was like, I don't know. And now we have shit like this. Exactly what I said I never wanted to see. Like, what is this attached to historically? Like, who gives a shit? This is such false authority bullshit. No one is paying a premium for this. And if you do, shame on you. That's very stupid. Like, is anyone out there being like, oh shit, that's from the Graded 80s Kid collection? I gotta go get one of those. I want to own a piece of that history.
I did see people talking about this and the fact that it's from this stupid pedigree. And everyone agreed that, like, it makes it less valuable to have that pedigree on the box. But if you got it regraded, since WATA Games no longer exists now, you would get that red PSA case, which is super ugly. So which is worse, having the Graded 80s Kid pedigree on your label or having the ugly red PSA label?
Oh, I would PSA this thing immediately and get rid of that pedigree.
You would also be, so let's say it sells for $264,000. There's my price prediction. We're bringing games back. We're bringing multiple $100,000 games back. Let's go. So what would you pay in insurance on that? It would probably be in the tens of thousands, right? What do you pay in insurance on?
Here's what I would ask. Here's what I would ask to happen. I would send it back and ask them to reholster it, remove the graded 80s Kid Collection, but keep the old grading slip and send that back to me so I could stick it onto that if it was valuable.
All right. So you could stick it. So yeah, just make sure you keep it if it's valuable.
Just in case. You know how collectors do. I cut out the fucking stickers on the cellophane of my games. Obviously I'd keep it.
Johnny, is that it for what I got to say about the original Resident Evil? I think a lot has already been said about Resident Evil.
Yeah, look, Resident Evil has a lot of variants. There's a lot of games in this series, and people care about it a lot, and it's a huge franchise. That all came from this. It's a very important game. We all agree. Now let's get on to the most collectible stuff, because it is crazy, Tyler. It is absolutely fucking bonkers that Resident Evil, the original one, is not even in the top 10 of the most collectible games of the series, or maybe top 5, or like objects, I'll say, like as far as expense.
Hold on, what are you talking about?
I'm saying that you can go buy a Resident Evil 1 long box, which we agree is probably the best thing you can buy for Resident Evil 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you compare that to a bunch of other dumb Resident Evil shit you could go buy, that is more, there are a lot of things more expensive than that, and that's wrong.
I mean, yeah, you're right. It's not in the top 10 Resident Evil.
You want to talk about the $10,000 watch you could go buy for Resident Evil Requiem?
Yes.
A $10,000 watch.
There's a $10,000 Resident Evil Requiem watch. I don't have this pulled up in front of me, but
there's 2 watches, Tyler.
Okay. If you just go on eBay and search for Resident Evil watch and go into sold listings, this isn't like one guy bought a watch for $10,000. There's just like dozens of listings of people spending thousands of dollars on a Resident Evil watch.
More people bought the Resident Evil watch than they bought the Saturn version of this game.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing is, so I don't know a lot about watch collectors, but I feel like what watch collectors value, like I'm talking about people who are spending thousands and thousands of dollars on watches. They want like a Rolex Daytona. It's got the history. Oh, they've been making the same watch for decades. They don't, why would they want it like cheapened by having a brand on it? It just seems so lame to me.
Super lame.
I mean, it's fine if you want a cool Resident Evil watch and it's like $200. Like, go for it. But like, why we're spending $9,000 on a watch because it has Resident Evil on it?
Yeah, I mean, there's some and there's like fake ones that are like $40. I don't understand the whole. Look, I'm not gonna dip into the waters of watch market like I understand any bit, but yeah, watches are crazy. There's fakes. I don't understand why some are $40, some are $10,000. You can tell me it's all about the motion inside and, you know, the materials and stuff. I get it. There is differentiation, but I can't look at them and be like, I know why this one is $1,000 and this one's $10,000. Especially not with a Resident Evil watch.
To be fair to this stupid watch, the watch face doesn't actually say Resident Evil anywhere on it.
No.
So,
no,
it's just a Hamilton watch.
Like, I think it's just a replica of like the one Leon wears, right?
Dude, fucking if I know what. I used to have. I'm no stranger to watch branding in video games because in Tomb Raider Chronicles, in the start menu for that game, Lara has this little carabiner watch that I think she clips to her belt loop. Or maybe she just holds it in her hand. And I bought the Tomb Raider Chronicles carabiner watch from Timex. Oh. And I was rocking that thing in middle school. I was the coolest kid in middle school with a watch clipped to my belt loop.
You know, watches are surprisingly like tied to video games quite a bit. Like Last of Us, so like a collectible watch. I'm sure they've made a version of that, right? Like of Joel's watch.
Are you guys pausing the game and looking at the watch of the characters? What are we doing? Let's play the video game, guys.
And look, and one of the most collectible, games I can think of, like on the GameCube and a couple other systems, is Shrek Party with watch. So, you know. Like
that
on
is
the Xbox,
a very collectible piece of shit watch that probably cost 9 cents to produce in China. The Shrek Super Party watch that has nothing on the face except like 4 digits.
Is it Rayman? Does Rayman also have a watch?
I mean, Rayman's got everything. If you told me there was a Rayman collector's edition that had a watch, I would absolutely.
I think there's the Rayman 2 Beach Ball, and I thought there was a watch as well. I've looked at too many video games over my life. They're all merging together.
Well, all right. While we're on the topic of things that cost more than a Resident Evil long box, that absolutely should not. The Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, and Resident Evil 4 remake collector's editions all sell for $500 to $1,000 too.
Perfect.
And I think the Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, that collector's edition, also almost $1,000 new. What are we doing? What do you guys do? I don't even know what's in these boxes, but who fucking cares? I think the Village one has like a house or something. But who cares what's in the box because you're keeping it sealed? And are you putting these on like garage shelving? Like, what are you doing with this? For $800 you're buying this shit? Why? It's a collector's edition of a remake. Just buy the original thing. That's the collector's edition, is the original thing. I realize the remakes are kind of entirely different games, but fuck.
Look, we already talked about Deadly Silence, also more expensive than it.
At least, like, oh man, no, there's no at least for that. I don't get why that game's $300. That seems like it's just because it's an uncommon game.
Yeah, I don't know. The Game Boy Color version, which we don't have on our list. Game Boy Color actually. No, it is.
It's down here.
Do we have it on here? Oh, Gaiden.
Yeah. Resident Evil Gaiden. There's 0 complete in box copies for sale. There's like a couple sealed ones that you're not gonna buy, and there's one in eBay solds that was $1,000. No, it's way better than buying a Resident Evil 7 collector's edition, buying Resident Evil Gaiden, something no one else has, and you could be like, wow, check out my really cool Resident Evil collectible. No one really has this game. It's rare and it's exciting. It's an exclusive for the Game Boy Color, rather than Resident Evil 7 collector's edition, which I'm sure hundreds of people have.
Here's my hot take. Get the PAL version of Gaiden with the better cover.
Oh my, you and your covers. Fuck covers. Who cares?
It's also expensive.
I mean, I'm sure it's expensive. Even the Resident Evil Gaiden, the Japanese version is even worth hundreds of dollars, just complete in box.
Well, what was interesting too about like Resident Evil on the Game Boy Color, it started as like a super ambitious remake of Resident Evil 1, and then that company, I think, like they had to shelve it. It never got completely made, so there's like, I think like prototypes you can go buy of it, like people have released the ROMs and stuff or you can go play it. And that wound up getting the people who made that, like, they wound up leading them to make a different game. I didn't do, like, a research on the history. But then Resident Evil Gaiden came out, and, people were okay with that. But apparently this original port that they were making and was later scrapped was a very competent port, and people were surprised. Anyways.
Resident Evil Gaiden looks like Metal Gear almost, in just the color palette and the way it plays.
You're on a boat.
Cool. It's got some, it's. I'm trying to make a Cold Fear pun, and my brain's not working fast enough, Johnny. I'm sorry.
Okay. And please, editor, insert "I'm on a boat" song right here, please, by T-Pain. Lonely Islands.
What kind of unfunny, out of date millennial are you suggesting that?
I'm not a millennial. Remember, I'm always.
I know, but that's what a millennial would do: is have an unfunny, out of date reference.
I did it for you.
Okay.
Did you enjoy it?
Nope. Johnny, you know what else costs way more than just a copy of Resident Evil long box? What? You mentioned it. It's the Xbox 360 Elite console, the Resident Evil 5 bundle.
Is Resident Evil 5 the dumbest mainline Resident Evil game?
It's the most underrated Resident Evil game.
Ooh,
but
God, I thought it was.
You get to shoot Saddam. It's cool.
Okay.
And it had co-op. Resident Evil game with co-op. That's so weird. Let me talk about this fucking bundle. Then we could complain about Resident Evil 5 new. This is an Xbox 360 Elite. Back before we had Pro consoles, we had the Elite consoles, which weren't more powerful than the original. These multiple ones have sold for $2,000 to $3,000. And like, man, like I get it if it's like the like Metroid Prime or Wind Waker bundle for GameCube, like something that people care about, but I feel like based on your reaction, people like kind of don't really care about Resident Evil 5 that much. Like, it's a fine game, but it's not Metroid Prime.
No, I don't know. It was a departure from Resident Evil 4, and it was just like, oh, what are we doing?
Well,
It's
Johnny,
like,
when did that game come out? 2008, 2009? There was a
I don't
time called the mid to late 2000s where everything was a brown third-person shooter, and Resident Evil 5 is a big part of that trend.
Yeah, it was just like, oh man, I could play some like more Resident Evil 4. Okay, cool. Resident Evil 5. Oh, what's this? This is not. I just wanted more of the other thing. Like, how about this? It's like not it. Not really.
It's a very Xbox 360 game in terms of color palette and style, over the shoulder shooting dudes. I had fun playing a co-op.
Okay.
Anyway, that console bundle used is like $400, but I guess that's better. Don't buy new console bundles.
It has a stupid cover too. Like, that console bundle is not like some console bundles. You're like, oh, that looks cool. This one, it just looks stupid. I'm sorry. Just everything I look at, I'm just like, I don't want to own that. There's nothing like the visual appeal, very low.
I realize I want like the earliest, coolest thing, but like Resident Evil 5, if you're spending like $3,000 on a bundle like this, like it's just not one of the cool entries in the Resident Evil thing. Like the Metal Gear Solid 4 PS3, just as a comparison, came out around the same time. It's also like a late sequel in a franchise, but Metal Gear Solid 4 is fucking awesome, and everybody agrees on that. Everyone will probably agree with that for almost any Metal Gear game, but I don't know. Just seems like not the thing. This is our not pick of the show. Is a $3,000 Resident Evil 5 Xbox 360 Elite.
Yeah, I think I concur with that not being the pick.
But those consoles were black, and that was really cool. Everyone else had a kind of off-white one. Anyway, it's like a $10 game. Johnny,
yeah.
Do you know what else costs more than? Let's go back to chronological.
Okay.
Let's forget this jumping around. Let's go back to Resident Evil 2 and talk about copies of Resident Evil 2 that cost more than the cool version of Resident Evil 1. Dreamcast Resident Evil 2 costs $200.
I'm sorry. Say that again?
Guys, what are we doing here? Like,
the Dreamcast version? Are you...
What? Go on eBay right now. Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm... Hold on. That can't be true. Right?
I'm in sold listings, $100 and $153, $222, $200, $204, $179, $229. It's a $200 game.
But Tyler,
what is wrong with Dreamcast people? Like, besides in general, like, Dreamcast is nowhere near as cool as Dreamcast people think it is. Why is this a $200 game? Also, you heard how many copies I just listed? That was all in the past 4 days. This is not like a game that is rare. Here's one March 16th, $190. Here's a sealed one for $300, also March 16th. March 16th, $200. It sells like multiple times a week.
This seems like a terrible purchase.
I don't understand. And so I was going to build up to that by saying the PS1 version cost about $70, which I think it's a lot more expensive than I paid for my copy, but Resident Evil 2 is probably my favorite Resident Evil game. So I'm going to say, hell yeah, go buy a copy of Resident Evil 2. And then there's also a DualShock version, which sells for around $100. So again, people recognize the later, probably rarer version as more desirable. I'm not sure if that's literally because people just want to play the more featureful version of the game. I think it's interesting that it sells for significantly more money, though.
Yeah, I like... See, I hate the way the splashes look on that game, especially like you're already dealing with the PlayStation case, which I don't find to be the nicest looking thing sometimes. So I like no splash, but I understand if you are playing it, I would want to play it with the DualShock as well.
I mean, so the original version of Resident Evil has a big yellow splash. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
you can win a contest to be in the movie.
Yeah, don't.
And
like
then
that.
the DualShock version has a red splash. They both have a splash. Is there a no splash version too?
Thought so, or maybe that's just the manual. I'm thinking.
There might be. You know what the no splash version is? It's the Dreamcast one, and that's why people
that-
spend
maybe that's why it's
$200
so
on it.
expensive. Oh, we figured it out.
This game is also like well over $100 on the GameCube. Like, and then and then on the N64, it's kind of a different deal because it's a cardboard box, but it's like $250. Also, the thing with N64, everyone's like, oh, it's just so amazing that they could fit such like a cinematic CD game onto a cartridge. Okay, that's amazing. So you're saying it's the version I don't want to play. Like, okay, yeah, they crammed and compressed this down, but the PS1 version is still the version to get, so get that, not the $250 N64 version.
Sure, but I think it's more of that it's a technical feat that they got it on there. That it's like however you feel, you're like, oh, it's compressed and shitty. It's like just the fact that it exists is a feat unto itself.
No, it doesn't impress me because they're two consoles from the same generation. Whoa,
they're not the same.
I know they're not the same.
They don't have the same specs. Wait, you could talk about two computers
so
from the same generation, which have wildly different specs.
Everything on PS1's better because it's got better specs. It could do all the
terrible
CD stuff.
argument. It is a terrible fucking argument. A technical feat is still a technical feat. What are you talking about?
I don't care about Resident Evil 2 on N64.
Like these programming geniuses figured this out, and you're just like, nah, fuck you. PlayStation 2, just buy that one. Cool. This
isn't art. You had some port studio make it. They might have been some talented programmers, but they weren't the artists that made the original game. Maybe they were. I don't know who's making ports, but I assume people making ports were not the original developers. They got some real games to work on.
Okay.
Anyway, Johnny, the thing that's crazy here is I was either listening to a podcast or watching a YouTube video, and someone, I don't know what the podcast was about, but they were explaining like the very basics of video game collecting. And they were talking about how like, oh, in recent times, you want the earlier copies of games because the earlier versions are always worth more to collectors. And then you look at Resident Evil 2, and the later the version you get, the more expensive it is. I guess N64 technically costs more than Dreamcast, but still both of them $200 are.
Well, the N64 one would be the latest copy, the very latest.
This feels like, oh, would it be? So Dreamcast, so it is. The later you get, the more expensive it is. And even the GameCube version is over $100, which is crazy. This is like a point where someone listening writes to us, sends us a message on Discord or whatever, and tells me why the Dreamcast version of Resident Evil 2 is going for $200. And like they're gonna tell me, I don't know what Mizkif had a video where he said he's gonna buy and destroy every copy. Like there has to be a reason.
Or maybe just if you own the Dreamcast and you're invested in that environment, like you need a Resident Evil, and like it suffers so few like survival horror games. Like there's some horror games on there, but like none with the clout of a Resident Evil, especially not Resident Evil 2.
Who has a Dreamcast who doesn't have every Dreamcast game that they want? How many games are there in the Dreamcast? Like 14? Like you should just have every Dreamcast game you want if you're a Dreamcast guy. If you're a Dreamcast guy, you've been talking about it since 1999. There's no one who didn't own a Dreamcast in 1999 who decided, oh, I'm going to be a Dreamcast. It's 2013. Yeah, it's time for me to get really into Dreamcast now. No, you got stuck with it. Sorry, it's a console that was only around for 2 years. It's not your fault, but that's the way the cards thing. You didn't have to make it your personality, but you did. So you've been doing this for 25 years. You tell me you don't have Resident Evil 2 yet?
Maybe they don't. You don't know their life.
Sorry, Andrew Grimm. I don't know if Andrew still listens to this. He's our full set Dreamcast guy. I mean, you are too. Man, we know so many full set Dreamcast guys, but
yeah,
you messed up.
Yeah, I was looking, and I did not see a Resident Evil without the splash. It's just the manual. God, what ugly! This splashes like this on already small art is so ugly.
I don't care. If I see a splash that indicates a first print, I like it more. My nicest, I have 2 copies of Castlevania 3, and my later print of Castlevania 3 that doesn't have the splash is so nice, and I wish it was my earlier print of the game.
Yeah, I like the Castlevania without the splash as well.
But I don't.
I know.
All right, Johnny, we're leaving the part of Resident Evil that I care about behind with Resident Evil 2. So Resident Evil, I think, is too boring. I've tried playing it on PS1 probably 5 different times. I played the remake. I think that's it. I played this game like 6 times. I've never beaten it. I always get bored.
You click RuneScape for like 30 hours a week.
I don't play RuneScape right now, but yes.
Right now. You have. And you telling me you couldn't get through fucking Resident Evil?
Nope. Stupid, clunky shit combat and stupid puzzles. And I never thought Resident Evil was fun. Resident Evil 2 is basically Silent Hill. It's very similar to Silent Hill. And Resident Evil 2 fucking rule. I love Resident Evil 2 so much. And then 4 basically changed the series. I never played 3 or Code Veronica. So there's a sweet spot of when it's shitty and old and tank controls, but before it became more of an action game. And it's Resident Evil 2, and I love it. If someone tells me that Resident Evil 3 is just like 2, I will go play 3. But everything I see about 3 is like you fighting Nemesis, and that makes me think it's more of an action game. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's... So here's this, Johnny. I want my survival horror game to be running around unlocking doors. That's what survival horror is to me. It's not the clunky, like, I can't aim because of these stupid tank controls shit. I want to be, like, frustrated, like, oh, fuck, I gotta run back across the map because I just found this stupid key. Are you kidding me? That's what I want out of a survival horror game.
Okay.
And checking every door, and it's just like, it's locked. And that door will never not be locked. They just put more doors in the game for you to run up to, and they're locked.
That's
what video games are,
7 seconds
man.
of animation that and of your life you're never getting back each time it happens.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. Just so we're clear. I can't remember 3, honestly. I played it when it came out, and I'm trying to remember, and I don't. I have like vague memories, but yeah, I think I don't hate it. So I guess it just didn't leave an impression. It wasn't 2 and it wasn't 4.
Oh man, did I play Resident Evil 3? There's like a helicopter on the roof and like Nemesis is there. I did play Resident Evil 3. I don't remember it at all. So yeah, I'm there with you, Johnny.
Yeah. I'm like, I guess it just didn't leave a mark on me.
So the PS1 version it's $100. And the thing you want, the first print comes with a Dino Crisis demo, but then there's also a Resident Evil 3 phone card, and I've seen a couple copies with this. And I think it might be that the later print of the game has a phone card stuffed into the manual.
Are you serious?
And that phone card, people are asking like $100 for it. I've seen 2 people mention it, which makes me think it's not just like, oh, someone bought a phone card from Japan and shoved it into their copy of Resident Evil 3. If there's 2 copies with the phone card, that makes me think it came in the manual.
Resident Evil 3 has a phone card.
So go check your copy of Resident Evil 3 and see if you have the phone card.
Have we just, like, why didn't we just do the thing where we check GameRave and see if they're... And
you think he's gonna tell us about this?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. I don't know how good his like insert stuff is on the website.
It's very good. It's all very
Jesus.
good. You click on it, there's a whole variant list. Yeah. Yeah, there's a phone card. So if you go, you hit variants after the, this is straight from Jason's site. After the initial day one release of Resident Evil 3 with Dino Crisis demo, Capcom re-released it without the demo. Despite creating a new SLUS and a UPC barcode, Capcom left the actual disc the same SLUS. So if you're assembling a loose copy, it's the same disc between the two. Curiously, the disc PSRM ends in 1 for both, when it should have been 0, at least on one of them. Canada got a nifty variant with a phone card. It's the plain version shown above, but with a tip card. It's not clear if the card had a backing piece or not. So it's Canadian exclusive.
Oh, man. So, Tiger Wolf, go check your copy of Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. You might have the rare phone card.
Yep. And it's got Nemesis on it. It's got the girl, and it says Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Capcom presents. Man, now I want this phone card, but I don't want to like search through Canadian variants. Anyways,
I should have gone to Game Rave. We could have got some more information, but no, there's nothing exciting about the Resident Evil variants. I'm sorry.
Cool. So yeah, if you guys don't know and you need information on PlayStation games, you should go to Game Rave, game-rave.com or PlayStation Library. I'm not sure if I think PlayStation Library just transfers you to that. But anyways, Jason's site has all the best PS1 info that you could ever want. It goes in depth on all the variants. Got pictures of everything. Just, you couldn't ask, as a collector and someone who wants good video game information, you just couldn't ask for a better tool to exist, really.
But it's going to, Johnny. It's called the Video Game Archive. It's not in open beta yet.
Okay.
The vgarchive.org. Go sign up.
I'm rooting for it. I want it to be successful, and I want it to do all the things Jason's site has already done. And more.
Johnny, Resident Evil Code Veronica. I was out, or I wasn't really ever a Resident Evil kid, and I didn't understand what this game was because that it wasn't Resident Evil 4, it was Resident Evil Code Veronica. What was that?
I don't know. I was also not there for that. I never played Code Veronica. I was told to, even on the re-release of it, I was like, nah, and just never did that. Are you telling me neither of us has any information of all the dumb games we've played? Somehow neither of us has any information about Code Veronica?
Apparently, Resident Evil 2 was unable to be ported to the Sega Saturn, so they took what they had, and that became Resident Evil Code Veronica. I guess because it was originally a port of Resident Evil 2 that didn't have like exciting new technology or something, they didn't want to call it Resident Evil 4.
Do you want a little bit of Collector's Quest lore?
I do.
Kat's favorite Resident Evil game is Code Veronica.
I haven't played it. I don't know if that's a good opinion. I'm
don't
assuming
know
that's not a super common opinion, but
no, I mean,
the review scores are amazing for it, but I don't know.
All right. It's got a loyal following.
Well, Johnny, in terms of exciting things, Code Veronica X on the GameCube is like a top, I guess it's not top, but it's like a $200-$300 GameCube game, which...
Oh, so you could pay more for that than for a long box copy of Resident Evil 1.
You can get 2 original copies of Resident Evil or Code Veronica X on the GameCube, which to be clear, you're only buying that because everyone wants a GameCube set right now.
Congrats, Bird Dog, for completing his GameCube set and owning Code Veronica.
Hell yeah. And he's got an interview up with Get the Greg Games, so you can go watch that. You can come back to us later. You can pause the podcast. We don't mind.
No. All those other podcasts are like, oh, finish this and then go there. Nah, just go over there, check it out. Come back if you want.
Johnny, there is something exciting with Code Veronica. There are, again... Dreamcast. There are Japanese Dreamcast consoles. There's actually 2 of them. There's one that is a 1 of 1800 console, and the exciting one is the 1 of 200 Stars Edition Resident Evil Code Veronica Dreamcast console.
Oh. And
our friend retrogames.co.uk has one for sale right now for $21,000.
He is maybe on drugs, but now would be the time to get $21,000 for it.
I don't mean to be too reserved investmentsy here, Johnny. 200 copies is rare. It's not like that rare. It's not like you'll never see another copy of this again. You should spend $20,000 on it.
Why not?
I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. I can't even find this listing anymore, but I swear to God that Retro Games has one for $21,000. Maybe it's sold. Maybe that's why I can't find it.
I will tell you, like the Japanese version had like a cool sleeve that it went in, so it looks way better on the Dreamcast.
Yeah, and that Code Veronica cost nothing in Japan, Or at least it didn't when I bought it. I literally only own a copy of Code Veronica Japanese because it's like, oh, this game looks so fancy, and it was only like $4 at the time. But
So one of the consoles, one of the limited consoles, I'm going to assume it's the 1 in 1800 one, sold just about a month ago, and it went for, it was a best offer was accepted, so under $3,000. It was sold out of Dubai.
yeah, so I think there's a couple of one that sold for like $3,000, which better deal than the Resident Evil 5 one, because this one has exciting limited numbers. I'm sure there is some I mean, there's probably not actually, because we don't have documentation or anything, but if we knew how many Resident Evil 5 consoles there were, that was just like a regular kind of Best Buy thing, right? This was specifically like, oh, we're only going to make 1,800 of these, and we're only going to make 200 of the other one.
So I'm curious though, when you bought this console, did you know which one you were getting?
I don't know. Because the box has both of them on it.
Yeah. Like, was it a surprise when you opened this one?
That would be so fucking cool if it was.
It might be. So the 1 in 1800 one is like a translucent red one, and the Stars edition is like a translucent black. I'm assuming that's a translucent black and not just all black. I could be wrong there. So I'm looking at badly taken photos of that. So anyways, pretty cool. I hope that's how it happened. I hope you just cracked this thing open and you were like, oh shit, I got the good one. I got the 1 in 200. Or you were like, oh man, I only got the better looking one, but it's 1 in 1800.
There is a Stars one, which is the 1 in 200 console only, and these things did have matching controllers, so like console only is really bullshit. And it went for a best offer. It was $10,000. I'm sure there's like a site where you can see what the best offer actually is, but someone did recently buy one of these. God knows why. Collecting limited edition consoles is the worst. Because, like, so many of them are like, oh, it's the Taco Bell Mountain Dew edition. Like, they're bullshit, like, branding deals, and they're so expensive for what they are. At least this one's a Resident Evil one. But, man, limited edition console collectors, you guys have a rough life. You have chosen a hard path for yourself.
Okay, quick ranking. I'm going to do a quick ranking for me on things that are annoying to collect. Like, which would you rather own if you had to own? Limited edition consoles, which I know you're going to pick as your number one, so I'm going to take that off the table. Cards based on video games, toys based on video games, or strategy guides.
Oh man, I'm probably just going to go toys just because they're so hard to store and annoying, and I feel like so many of them are cheap, and like even... like the average toy, like the average collectible toy, when you think of like a Star Wars figure you'd buy at like Toys R Us for like $40, like it's still just like a cheap piece of shit you're never going to play with, you're never going to open it, and I hate it. Like cards are easy to store. That's usually the number one thing that I would collect.
Okay.
And man, and like strategy guides are so heavy, but like I guess at least if you're getting all Prima guides or all Brady Games guides, they're pretty uniform on a shelf at least. But they're so heavy.
But remember, part of this is you collect these, so you have to talk to people about these collections. Like, this is your passion. Would you rather,
I don't want my passion to be toys of any kind. I love all these
strategy guides. I just love guides.
Can I get into like those collectible, like super limited, like art books and stuff? Like high-end art books?
You can branch into that, yeah. Definitely if you're in the guides.
No, I hate strategy guides. I think strategy guides are a little fascinating because of how they were written. Like... they sat a guy down in a room like pre-release and they're like, here, just play this game for 100 hours and tell us how to beat it. I think that's fascinating. And then like sometimes there's good strategies in them and sometimes there's bad strategies in them because it was just like a guy who wrote the guide. They just, this is your job for the month, Terry. You gotta write the Command and Conquer Red Alert strategy guide for N64. And if he's not like the greatest RTS player of all time, maybe his strategies aren't that good.
Way to go, Frank. You really screwed the pooch on this one.
I don't know. Somebody recommend some guides to me that have some bad advice in them. Because, I mean, they're like game like Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. That's a strategy guide that I've read cover to cover. And, like, a lot of it is just, like, basic info. You can't really screw up Zelda games because there's just, like, a certain way to do things. There's no, like, way to really be good at Zelda combat. But for a game that has, like, actual strategy required, I want to know a strategy guide that has actively bad strategy. Like the RuneScape, the RuneScape strategy guide is tremendously outdated, but it's awful. I'm sure like the StarCraft strategy guide is awful compared to what StarCraft became.
Did you mean awfully collectible? Because that RuneScape one is expensive.
It is not. Is it?
It is. It's collectible.
I bought mine for like $20.
When?
Why is there a graded one for $400? Johnny, what are you talking about?
I don't know. Just something I know.
Oh, man. It's not like, oh my God. Yeah, I've seen some on eBay for $60 to $90.
Mm-hmm.
RuneScape's hot, guys. Also, they just increased their membership price to $15 a month. So now RuneScape is officially on par with WoW, except in WoW, you could have like dozens of characters, and you have to pay a monthly subscription for each of your RuneScape accounts separately. So there are people who are spending like $100 a month to play RuneScape.
So gross. I have another friend who plays RuneScape.
You should kick that habit.
So you didn't tell me what is your answer now that you know that, like, remember this part of your personality because you collect it. What is your order?
No, toys are still the worst. I hate because like at least strategy guides, there's like 3 companies that make all the strategy guides. Like I can get some first party Nintendo ones, I can get Brady Games, I can get Prima, maybe there's another one. I don't know. I'm not a little bitch, so I didn't have a lot of strategy guides. But yeah, toys are just what I just have to like collect all these random licensed garbage. Like, oh, there's Halo Mega Blocks. Like, it's just like licensed trash. There's so many toys that just suck.
But okay, so someone walks into your house and they're like, what is all this? You're like, oh, these are my strategy guides. This my big collection. This is what I collect.
At least, like video there's going to be...
No, I just collect these guides. I love them.
All right, Billy Bookcase Challenge. One giant Billy Bookcase with just like 400 strategy guides on it. It wouldn't even look that bad. It would look really consistent.
Under the weight.
It would collapse under the weight. I mean, it's a bookshelf. It's meant to hold paper, right? It shouldn't collapse under the weight.
Strategy guides are so are so heavy and unwieldy. Their weight isn't even uniform.
To Midwest Gaming Classic. I got so many strategy guides. Like, it's just because they're not easy to sell because, like, oh, I gotta send these media mail. And, like, what are they worth? Like $2 each? Like, should I just set up a bin under the LJN thing? $1 each for strategy guides?
No, stop it.
I have a sealed Forza Motorsport strategy guide for the original Xbox. You think that's worth a lot of money?
Yes. Would you say you have over 100 strategy guides?
No, I don't. I have probably 50. And I literally threw out what I considered my bad ones. This was 15 years ago, probably. And now I have all the rest. And now I would look at all of them. I'm like, no, they're all the bad ones.
I definitely have over 100 strategy guides.
Yeah. People used to collect these. If you... Yeah. This was maybe in the day where people would just go to garage sales and buy anything related to video games, and these were just floating around way more common. But like, yeah, guys, you were collecting video games 20 years ago. Everyone just had a pile of these Prima and Brady Games strategy guides, and people thought some were cool. They're like, oh, I got the Brady Games Final Fantasy VII strategy guide. I bet people still think that's cool, and they still, I bet that goes for a premium on eBay right now.
Yeah, there's the 2 different versions. There's the expensive version and the non-expensive version, depending which one you get for Final Fantasy VII. I want you to know that when my wife, as I told you, is playing Red and Green, right, with my son, Pokemon, she's like, hey, I'm going to need you to go into the closet where I've got things stacked all in front of this bookshelf where the strategy guides are. She's like, I'm going to need my strategy guide because for every Pokemon game, she usually gets a Pokédex and a strategy guide. She likes that. And so I had to go into the depths of like the closet and unbury shit to get her strategy guide out.
I kind of get it, Johnny. If you'd actually played a Pokemon game, you would understand. There's all these different routes, and you gotta find certain Pokemon in certain routes and certain times of day.
I know.
It's definitely a strategy game. If you're not using a strategy guide, you're going to be on a wiki trying to figure out how to catch your damn Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm like, do you need this thing? I'm like, can't we just download a copy? She's like, no, I already have my guide. I like my guide. Go find my guide. And I was like, all right, I know where it is. I just got to get to it.
No, I understand your wife, Johnny. It's because the internet's terrible and she doesn't want to be there. So we just like having our physical media and just going back to our cozy place.
Anyways, yeah, she gets very comfortable and she's got, I got it out for her. I did it. Anyways, that's a foray that we are just a little side jaunt into a strategy guide discussion. Let's get back to Resident Evil 3 and all the other things we don't understand about it.
I don't know if there's any other exciting Resident Evil things. Like I already talked about, like literally all of the new collector's editions sell for hundreds of dollars, going up to $1,000, which is too much. But like, I don't think there's anything actually like exciting and collectible there. I'm sorry if you're like the guy who has all the collector's edition Resident Evil stuff. Like, cool, but I don't think there's anything actually exciting after all this weird Resident Evil 3 stuff.
All right, I have a question for you. We'll go with another question for you. Do you think, okay, because Resident Evil Requiem sold out, even though it's a game key card on the Switch, people are collecting those. So like whatever, we don't choose what people collect; they collect them. We're just here to talk about it. Tyler, do you think going on eBay right now and getting one of these first print, paying a little bit more, is worth it right now to make sure you have the first print? Not what some of these, they're definitely going to be reprints right after this.
Oh man. If I was collecting sealed, I would get everything day one. But there will be a time where the Switch 2 is the Wii U in 20 years. And I don't think that the Resident Evil Requiem key card is going to be selling for a premium. I think if you know what the first print is, I think you'll be able to get it cheaper than it is now, especially after inflation.
Well, it's only like $75 to $80 now.
That's a lot of money. Johnny, if you just put that into an index fund, well-diversified portfolio, just
there it is. Check it off your box, guys. we did it. Here's a thing, Tyler. Do you want to know where you could get one of these first print copies, I assume, from eBay? Rare Bucky has some sealed ones for sale right now on eBay.
I mean, yeah, every major game now, people get the case packs. You got to get the good stuff, Johnny. Yeah.
So here's one more thing I wanted to throw at you before we got completely off of strategy guides. Speaking of something you could spend more money on and has been spent more money on than a long box PS1 copy of Resident Evil, you could buy the Resident Evil Director's Cut 1998 Official Survival Guide for the PS1. That's right. You can get from GameFam Books the Resident Evil Director's Cut Strategy Guide. It sold for $195.
Wow. Also, that Brady Games Final Fantasy VII guide, that's still worth like $50. Maybe I do got to go through my strategy guides. I was like going to donate them to Goodwill, but now that I'm looking at some of these prices, like, oh, I guess people still buy this shit.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, all right. If you're going to buy strategy guides, fine. Final Fantasy VII is your favorite game of all time. Fine, buy the guide. I've got an Ocarina of Time strategy guide I'm never going to sell. But we used to have bullshit. When I said Command and Conquer for N64 strategy guide, that's one that I have. I have a Battlefield 1942 strategy guide. That's a multiplayer game. What's the strategy? Point at the guys and shoot? Like, what? There's got like all these maps and shit. Like, you just run towards the bad guys and start shooting them and getting into tanks and shit. It's a thick strategy guide.
Well, let me tell you more about strategy guides than you ever wanted to know. Hey, we were talking about Resident Evil 3. You don't remember it, neither do I. But did you know that for Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, that there's a Toys R Us exclusive collector's cover for the strategy guide? That's right.
I thought you were going to say game. I'm like, wow, now I'm really learning something exciting here that I didn't know. No,
that's just what I wanted to
guide.
No, it's what I wanted to bring up. Back in the day, strategy guides were so stupid that Toys R Us and some other places would get exclusive covers.
Johnny, we did
Anyways,
forget. We forgot a Resident Evil game that mattered in Resident Evil 4. In fact, probably the most consequential game besides Resident Evil itself.
more consequential than 2?
Yes. Maybe more consequential than 2. Resident Evil 2 is, it's just like Silent Hill. What did it change?
Oh, okay.
So Resident Evil 4 came out and everyone thought it was the best game ever. And it kind of was. I loved Resident Evil 4. And you go back to it and it's a good game. But like, you have to remember, this is a time before the third person shooter genre existed in its current form. Like, we had not had, this is a GameCube game. We had not been through like fucking Gears of War yet. So having a really cool third-person shooter with amazing graphics is not something we'd really seen, let alone a survival horror game, let alone like Resident Evil, which is known for terrible controls.
Also, it's an exclusive GameCube game at the time. Resident Evil 4, for some reason, is not on the PlayStation. It's being brought to GameCube, which is wild.
Yes, and this blew my mind. The fact that it was exclusive, obviously, was ported to PS2 later, and you know, everything. But I remember how big of a deal it was that this was a GameCube exclusive as a GameCube kid. And I reject all collectible versions of Resident Evil 4 that aren't the GameCube version. I know...
Even the steel case for PS2?
Shut up. I don't want no steel case. Wait, there's no steel case for the GameCube? I swear to God I have
No, there's a tin that says stupid... there's a red tin box that you got from GameStop.
That's not on the GameCube?
That's on the GameCube, but there is a steelbook version of Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil 4 on the PS2.
Yeah, no, I have that red steelbook. I just thought it was the GameCube version. I guess I have the
No, that's not a steelbook. That's just a steel tin.
Are you making a distinction between a steel tin and an official branded steelbook?
Yes, because a book is one, like, you open it like a book. This is a tin, you remove the lid.
Oh, okay. Oh, God damn it. I'm rejecting everything that's not in the GameCube.
Okay.
Johnny, I guess the big thing with this is, this is like a traditional, like, oh, cool, you have the Resident Evil 4 chainsaw controller. And it's always been like a little bit of a thing. Go on eBay, these PS2 or GameCube versions of this chainsaw controller. And to be clear, this is like a stubby little 1.5 foot long chainsaw blade sticking out of a regular, well, it's not really a regular controller. The controls are built into the handle of the chainsaw, and it comes in like a little glass box that looks like it's out of a Saw movie, basically. These are selling for $800 consistently. It's not outlier sales. These are selling for $800 all day. Really nice ones, $1,000. Like shitty ones, like $500-$600. This is an $800 controller now.
I see one that sold in Canada for $1,800, and that was the GameCube one. The GameCube one is yellow.
The GameCube one is, and the PS2 one's red.
Yeah.
All right. Do you? You got both of these, right?
I have one. I have the GameCube one.
I do not have either of these. As you know, Johnny, I don't like having weird, bulky stuff, and this is kind of the definition of weird, bulky stuff. Sell this and pay off your student loans. What are you doing? We need to have some fiscal responsibility here. What are we doing with the Resident Evil 4 chainsaw controller?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Is the GameCube selling at a premium? Like, you're talking about $800. Like, the solds, March 10th, $1,100 for the red PS2 one. The $1,200 for the GameCube version. $1,000 for a PS1 copy, $1,000 copy for the GameCube copy. So there's no real price differential between these, it looks like right now. So they're all about the same price. I would say the red one looks better, but GameCube more collectible.
No, I like the yellow of the GameCube. It stands out more. Johnny, speaking of GameCube, though, there is a Resident Evil 4 GameCube console bundle. And it's got like little Leon Kennedy on the box, and then the little jewel on the actual GameCube says Resident Evil 4 on it. As a kid, I always hated the idea of tying my entire console to a single game. I did own the Metal Gear Solid 4 PS3, but that didn't say Metal Gear Solid 4 on it. It was just a cool color. But yeah, this is like an $800 GameCube. You can not new, like Complete in box, it's an $800 GameCube.
Also more expensive than an original Resident Evil.
It's true. You know, I get, you know, in a world where purple GameCube, no, it wasn't a purple GameCube, was it? There was a GameCube that sold for like $50,000 on Heritage Auctions. So, you know, people really like the GameCube consoles, Johnny.
This is true. Cute little console. I like it a lot. I don't know if I don't $50,000 like it. Just wanted last note about the chainsaw controller though. So we're saying it's like $800 to $1,000 right now. This is up from like, if you looked at it 6 months ago, it was like $400, $300. So this is what the spike looks like for it.
I mean, this is why this episode is happening, because Resident Evil's having a moment, Johnny.
Yeah, and I couldn't wait till October. I had to do it now.
I'm not tuned in enough to really understand it. Because, like, again, like, people can say, like, oh, because a new big game came out and a new movie's coming out. It's like, how many times in history has a new big Resident Evil game came out and a new movie come out? Like, yeah, Resident Evil's a huge franchise. Something's always happening in Resident Evil.
It's not that unique of an event, actually, if we're talking about it.
All right, Johnny. You know, I'm going to mention there was a prototype black chainsaw controller on eBay that sold for a buy it now of $20,000. So apparently there was going to be a black chainsaw controller, and it didn't come out, and there might only be like 4 of them that were shown off at like CES or like Tokyo Game Show or something.
Damn.
$20,000. You know, honestly, if the regular one's $1,000, maybe that's not crazy.
Are we in the realm where that's like, that's, I mean, as far as a ratio, that's not insane.
Like, I hate, like, there's the ratio. Like, ratio, yes, if you have a prototype thing versus the regular common thing that was sold at Toys R Us, yeah, you should pay 20 times the price for the prototype one. But then it's just like, what could you do with $20,000 in game collecting? Much. All right, Johnny, you want to talk about a couple of the spin-offs things? Because we don't need to go into every single Resident Evil spin-off game. Is not Resident Evil Survivor Code Veronica? Isn't it Resident Evil Survivor 2 Code Veronica?
Is it Survivor 2?
Yes. Resident Evil Survivor 2 Code Veronica is the sequel to the light gun game, which isn't really a light gun game. All right, so Resident Evil Survivor, Resident Evil spinoff, it's about $100. This is the first-person shooter Resident Evil game.
One of the first-person shooter Resident Evil games.
It's called a light gun game. People call it a light gun game, but not only do you have freedom of movement, so it's not like a complete rail shooter like Ghost Squad or something.
Or Dead Aim, I think.
Yeah. But the gun con doesn't work in the US version of the game. So in Japan and in PAL, you could use a gun con, but because of Columbine, of all things, they removed gun con support from their Resident Evil game. Imagine a time where Americans cared about gun violence.
There's never been a time. Anyways, moving on.
I don't know, I think it's more correctly classified, Johnny, as a first-person shooter. Anyway, There's also a PC version of Survivor that was only released in China. Is that cool? I don't think so.
Well, the one we're talking about, Survivor 2, that was not released in the US.
I'm talking about Survivor 1. All right, you can talk about Survivor 2 that wasn't released in the US because of violence concerns. We only got another 75 Resident Evil games.
Yeah. And every Call of Duty game that ever existed, where you shoot actual people and not monsters.
Civilians even in Modern Warfare 2.
Anyways, yeah, Survivor 2 has a really weird cover. It's got like this melty zombie guy face. I don't know, it looks cool. PAL exclusive, kind of. Came out as Biohazard, Gun Survivor 2. So this is part of the Gun Survivor series over there. You can go get it. This is a game that used to be like $90 with everything that's happening in the Resident Evil market. It's moving up to recent solds of around 100, but right now listed, you're not going to find that price. You're going to see them around 150. So maybe hold off on buying it right now and see if someone comes back to their senses and puts it back around 100, 120 before you just jump on a $150 copy.
Johnny, video game prices coming down?
Yeah.
I guess there was, 2016 did game prices tick down, and then I guess after the bubble in like maybe 2023 game prices ticked down. I think more often game prices stay the same. You have to wait for currency to deflate. Just wait for $150 to be worth what $100 used to be worth.
Okay. Or if we believe in a timeline where game prices will remain consistent or go down, you should not buy any games now. You should invest your money so your money becomes worth more, and then take that value you've gained and then buy the games at the cost they are consistently at.
I mean, Johnny, I think there is something to say for that, but then also the correct thing to do would be never buy any collectible or anything that makes you happy, because it's almost always it's the wrong thing to do financially.
Have you heard about Pokemon cards?
I mean, no,
They're
you could
crashing.
get lucky in some stupid bullshit, but over the long term, Johnny. Like, if you're buying Pokemon cards now, that is not going to be a good investment for you. You could have had them already, and it turned out to be a good investment for you.
So, how much Pokemon sealed product should I sit on? Should I be buying a sealed box for every set from here to forever, and then just keeping them sealed? Yes or no?
I just think you should focus on that Sword and Shield era, Johnny. It's just so coveted. I don't know anything
You want
about
mid-generation Pokemon, the Forgotten Generation?
like around Black and White era?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's when it was like at its lowest popularity, right? So that's the good stuff.
Yeah, that's like the frames were like changing, but hadn't completely changed to the new frames. They were still yellow, but I don't know. I can't tell you.
No opinion on collecting Pokemon or holding sealed product.
Okay, I have a Pokemon tie. Oh, we'll get into it after the Resident Evil stuff. I want your opinion on some Pokemon stuff. Remind me.
Okay. This comes back. What did I see? It was a Reddit post. Someone had like a graded Silent Hill 2, and they were saying like, this game's $3,000 now, but just think of how coveted it will be in 25 years. It's going to be worth $10,000 to $20,000. And like, besides the fact that like, really someone's going to care about Silent Hill 2 in 25 years for $20,000 worth, like that could happen, but that's a pretty big bet. But going from $3,000 to $20,000, like, that's in the realm of just like putting in an index fund and almost definitely getting close to that return, and you're gambling on a fucking game that's just sitting there, and you have to wait for some dummy in 25 years who should hopefully buy it at some ridiculous price.
And move with it, because you are most likely to move 2 or 3 times in that time span.
If your house burns down, insurance is never paying you what you think that thing's worth, especially if there's no recent sale, but most likely they're just going to pay you $2. They're going to say, oh, you lost a DVD. Just like...
Yeah, this is preposterous. It's a very silly proposal. Anyways, we were talking about the side adventure games for Resident Evil and if they're collectible. We already talked about Resident Evil Gaiden, but there's other ones. Resident Evil on the Wii had a couple, like Umbrella Chronicles and the Dark Side Chronicles. I liked those games. Did you have fun with those?
They're all right. I think all the Wii gun games are all right, and a lot of it comes down to the Wii is not very powerful. They don't run very well, and the Wiimote sucks. Because it's not a real light thing. It's like a relative position thing. It's laggy. It's the worst. But yeah, those games are fine. I played both of those.
Yeah. Now, I want to ask you, did you play with the most awesome peripheral available for the Wii?
I did not. Because the Wii, like the Wiimote's already a bad controller, and adding plastic garbage to it only makes it worse, Johnny.
Okay, so there's a couple of things that exist for this, and it's the Resident Evil, the Dark Side Chronicles / Umbrella, Magnum gun and knife. This was made in 2011. There's also something called the Shot Blaster. It's not to be confused with that. The Shot Blaster is like a typical Wii style gun with like 2 handles. This kit I'm talking about comes with something that looks like a Magnum that you slap the Wiimote in, and a knife that you can also put the Wiimote in and play with. It's wild. It's in the realm of like weird accessories, like like the chainsaw controller. I think if you are a big Resident Evil fan, having that next to your chainsaw controller is neat. I like them, and there's variant packaging for this too. So
the fact that like the chainsaw controller is like a fucking controller, and Wiimote accessories are just like molded plastic. It's so lame.
Look, I'm saying if you're the RE guy and you have the chainsaw controller and you're like beefing up your collection, I think these things look cool next to it. And what a ridiculous accessory to own, a Magnum and a giant like hunting knife. Pretty cool.
I guess they're literally like dollar store toys.
Yeah, except they're like $300 to $500. Also more expensive than Resident Evil 1 long box on the PlayStation 1.
$300 to $500. I was seeing like $250 for them new. Maybe I was looking at a different bundle.
Were you looking at the Shot Blaster?
I think
some of them. Some of them have the game that comes in it, and some of them don't. So again, some of it has variant packaging. Go look for yourself, and some is like in Europe, and some is in Japan. It's a wild bundle. Go check it out.
It's not that wild. It's a stupid. It's not even a light gun. A gun con is so much cooler. Go get one of the I'm sure the Gun Survivor one comes with a gun con, right?
You don't think them making a controller holder that looks like a Magnum and a giant hunting knife on the Wii? This is Nintendo we're talking about.
No, because you said controller holder. There were so many guns on the Wii. Nintendo made their own gun on the Wii.
Not that looked like a fucking Magnum.
Yeah, not a cool one, but they still made a gun.
Look.
Link's crossbow training, because it's not a real gun, guys. It's a crossbow.
Look. That looks like a little blaster. It's not to be confused with a real gun. This looks like a Magnum. It's got silver paint. There's no orange tips on it. We're talking Nintendo, who made the fucking blast. They made it orange, right? So like the light gun, orange light guns. What are we talking about on the Zapper? And now we got this thing that looks like a Magnum, a bright orange gun cons. Now, like, they're like, yeah, fuck it, make it look a hunting knife. That's cool. They're like, oh, weird. We got here. That's cool.
It's rated M for mature, Johnny. These are for adults who want to pretend to be swinging around a plastic knife while they're playing their Resident Evil game.
Cool. I think the fact that like the Wii, which like was the most family friendly console there was, that's a thing that exists on there. Criticism of the Wii was always like, never had games for adults. And they're like, here's a fucking knife. Get to it, kids. Slash your way to victory with this thing. Anyways, the point is, it's an accessory you could buy. There's a lot of dumb things you can buy for Resident Evil. Resident Evil is such a big franchise. You looked, it was 11 on the list there of like big franchises for video games. Just if you want something Resident Evil, you can pretty much get whatever you want with Resident Evil slapped on the side of it.
I mean, while looking for cool stuff for the show, like I had to dig through so many fucking like figures. Like again, I could not care less about your high-end figure. I guess you're a toy guy, so you do like that stuff, but man, I do not like Resident. The idea of spending $600 on an action figure or something that's crazy to me.
I mean, I do it for Star Wars, but it's not like I got a bunch of these things. I don't want one for Resident Evil. I don't do it for any of the horror movies. It's like pretty much Star Wars for me and Batman. And only like Michael Keaton Batman, not a bunch of other ones.
For anyone who doesn't know Johnny really well, when he says like, only Star Wars, he's talking like multiple wall-to-wall cases of Star Wars figures, floor to ceiling.
Those are my wife's.
Go watch. Yeah, you're a family unit. You guys share all your possessions in a legal sense. Go watch the Johnny guy redoes his house thing on HGTV. I don't know what the name of the show is, but they show
I don't know what
your
you're
Star
talking
Wars
about.
collection.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, it's called like like Minute to Win It or House Makeover Extreme Edition. It's one of those shows. You guys know what I'm talking about. TV shows. Everyone watches TV these days.
I have no idea what you mean.
Umbrella Chronicles is $20, Johnny. Dark Side Chronicles is $75. That seems like a lot for a Wii game. I don't know.
That is a lot for a Wii game.
I guess that one's rare, but like that game's not that rare.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe it's way better. I don't remember the difference between them. I thought they were just retelling different games.
Yeah, they were. Were they talking about what did they? I can't remember if they were covering Dead Aim or what's the other
No, they
one?
were doing real games. One was Resident Evil 2 and Code Veronica.
Oh, it was like it was the different point of view.
And then Umbrella Chronicles is 0, 1, and 3.
Okay. There's so many weird Resident Evil games.
And then, Johnny, I guess, unless you got more, we got the GameCube double packs to go over, which we have talked about on the show before.
Yeah, we have. Really, you should just know that they suck, and they are player's choice games inside.
So there's, these are, they're like 2 and 3 DVD things of GameCube games. They have a slipcover around them. One is called Pure Evil, which is Resident Evil 0 and 1, which is like a $200 kind of thing. And then there's the Resident Evil 10th Anniversary Collector's Edition, which has player's choice on the slipcover itself. That's a GameStop exclusive, which is the same thing, but it also has Resident Evil 4. And it's also like a couple $100.
So on the Pure Evil one, there's 2 variants. One comes with a Resident Evil 4 demo, slightly different cover. The non-demo one, you'll know the demo one. It says demo included on Splash. The non-demo one has the characters on the side of the box. You can clearly see them. It essentially the same box, except they just like overlaid these dumb characters. This is hard for me because I don't like the Splash. I think I like the one with the Resident Evil demo more.
It's got more stuff
to pick. Yep. So, yeah, these are a thing. But again, they are player's choice inside. So the Pure Evil one doesn't look like a player's choice one. And then when you open it up, there's player's choice in there. And the covers are a little bit exclusive because they do have on the art, there's printed a little 2, like a red circle with a 2 in it that says like part of a 2-disc set, basically. So, you can't just grab any of the greatest hits and throw it in there. You have to have the right copies.
So, I misspoke because this one, Pure Evil, is not a slipcover. It's a box.
Oh,
and so you hide the player's choice copies in the box, and then you don't see them anymore. And so I like it because that one doesn't look like it's player's choice.
No, it doesn't look like it. It hides them inside, and then you open the box, and you're like, "What the is this shit?" God damn. You're mad. And then you put it back in the box so I never see it again. Because that's how it'll remain on my shelf.
I'm looking at one that has regular copies of the game, not player's choice. Are you sure they all had player's choice copies on it?
I'm not. Maybe that is part of the difference. Could that be it?
I'm seeing ones with both. So I see some with player's choice and some don't have player's choice. Maybe.
Well, look at the one with the people on the cover. Are those ones coming with non-player's choice? Because no, that one's got player's choice in it.
Yeah, maybe I just saw one where someone pieced it together wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, on the back, inside the Pure Evil thing, you could mail away on a website for a Resident Evil 4 preview disc. These are common preview discs. I've seen these like sitting in garage sales type deals, both GameCube lots. The Resident Evil 4 preview disc, if I saw this, I would just like pass it over. If it was like sitting in like a $10 bin at a game store, I'd be like, all right, whatever, freaking GameCube demo disc. This disc is like $80 now. So if you're sitting on a Resident Evil 4 GameCube preview disc, that's worth like money now. Just something to keep an eye out for that I would have never thought is worth anything. It's worth more than Resident Evil 4.
Hey, so you know what's interesting on the? Sorry, I'm still back to away from the preview disc. The back of the box, actually, they show the box art on the Pure Evil one, and they show the non-player's choice on the back of the box, but player's choice are in the box. So I don't know what's going on with this thing. So I wonder, that would be a reason why these could be pieced together wrong, is that someone looked at the back of the box and was like, oh, these are the ones that are supposed to be in there.
But it's a cardboard box. Who would have the box that wouldn't have the games, right?
Game stores.
No one has this box. Stop. The game store would just throw it out and sell the games separately. They're not going to sell a freaking.
There's so many things pieced together.
There's no way.
There
are other things of this era. I'm thinking of the Grand Theft Auto double pack on Xbox, where the contents of the discs themselves change from Black Label to Player's Choice without the outer box changing. So I there is precedent for that happening with these budget.
There is, but most of the ones I'm seeing only have the Player's Choice copy. Are you seeing? And it has that like 2 on it. So unless you're seeing some with regular copies that have like part of the 2-disc set on it on the cover, then
hey guys. All right, I'm going to give everyone listening permission right now. If you have the Resident Evil Pure Evil pack on GameCube, take those Player's Choice discs that you probably have, because the Player's Choice does seem more common, throw them out and put Black Labels in there.
Hey, there is a Black Label one that says part of a 2-disc set.
So it's, these like don't have UPCs in the back, so you can't do that. But, so now you have to go find the Pure Evil Black Label copies.
Yeah.
Go get them. It says part of a 2-disc set. You can't just put regular copies of the game in there.
Yeah. Well, it says 2-disc product, and then there's a big 2 in the circle and says 2 discs. Interesting.
Wait, are you sure that doesn't just mean...
Oh, I wonder if that just means for the game.
Yeah, that just means that the game's a 2-disc game.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I don't know. I was misspeaking that. I thought that was referring to the set. I didn't realize that red circle was on all of them. I've ignored that my whole life. Because like on a lot of the PlayStation packs, they will put part of like a 3-disc set and they'll put like a number on it like that. Interesting. Nope, I've just been totally wrong. Hey, everybody. Editor's note, ignore everything Johnny said about that little red circle with the 2. I have no idea.
Johnny, is there anything else interesting about Resident Evil? I don't think so. I think this 2-hour episode really covered the entire franchise really well.
Oh, yeah.
We went over all the gameplay, all the innovations it made.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Hey, guys. Buy Resident Evil if you like Resident Evil. Are you buying the Resident Evil Generations pack? Or are you playing it on the PlayStation? Are you playing it on PC? How are you playing it? That's why I heard Requiem is good. I want to play it, but should I play it on my Switch 2 or should I play it on my PS5? You guys let me know.
That's a real hard choice for me, Johnny.
Yeah, because you would have to buy one of these consoles. And the answer for you should be a Switch 2. Go get Ada a Switch 2 and let her play
she says that Pokopia would take her away from work right now, so she wants to wait for the OLED. She was willing to get a Switch 2, and then I told her that it downgraded the screen, and now she's like, I don't want the shitty version.
So, I mean, look.
She knows it's going to be like a couple years till they come out with the OLED one, but it's obviously coming.
My point is, you're both getting older, your eyes are failing, it's not going to make any fucking difference.
OLEDs are so nice, shut up.
Hey, man.
Nintendo was like, we're not using OLED because LCD technology has really advanced, and you guys really want like that HDR, right? No, I want my blacks to be as deep as the ocean. I want an OLED. I don't have an OLED TV, Johnny, and I mostly watch like horror movies, and God, it would be so much better in an OLED TV.
Look, an OLED TV for horror movies is so much better.
It's so much better. For Pokopia, it totally wouldn't matter.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're worried about an OLED for fucking Pokopia? Really? Nah, dog. Doesn't matter.
Johnny, should we move on
to the second part of the show? Yeah,
what do
I think we should.
Do we get a ask the podcast?
Hold on, but we're going to do that. But I want to ask you something that I don't know if I've asked you before about Pokemon.
Oh?
Yes, and I want to see. So you know how Pokemon had the e-reader cards in some of the games, right?
No. E-reader cards were in some of the games?
No, they had like the Pokemon e-reader cards that you could buy and stuff, right?
So they had the e-reader cards.
And like in Pokemon Channel, there was like the e-reader cards. And
Pokemon Channel. I'm sorry, I was thinking of real Pokemon games. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
I didn't think of Pokemon Channel.
No. There is a series of Pokemon. There's at least like 3 sets, maybe 4, that are e-reader sets. But not like they have like the e-reader barcode on them, but they're mainline Pokemon sets.
Yeah. And people love them.
So 2 of the most expensive sets, Aquapolis and Skyridge. Skyridge is first, super expensive. Should we be collecting these for our video game sets? Do these count?
Do these count? I I mean, I think if I was like really hardcore into Game Boy Advance and I wanted everything, yeah, I would want these because I would. If I was that hardcore into Game Boy Advance, I would already have everything e-reader, so I might as well go get one of each Pokemon card. Like, how much could one of each Pokemon card in those sets cost? There's nothing like insane.
Would you like to know?
Not like a PSA 10. I mean, like a random ungraded copy.
No. I would like you to take a guess. What would you say? What would you say might be the price of the most expensive card from Skyridge?
All right, so it's going to be a Skyridge Charizard because it's always a Charizard. And I'm sure a PSA 10 is like $25,000 or something. So for a regular ungraded copy in the crazy Pokemon market, $2,500, Johnny.
Okay, so you think $2,500 for one card isn't too bad?
I mean, no, that's stupid, especially because it's just like a random e-reader set. Like, is there anything special about it? Or is it just like, oh, this is slightly lower print run? I'm a sophisticated investor, and I know that the Pokemon Unlimited base set has such a huge print run. That's why I invest in these boutique sets like Skyridge.
Okay, well, Charizard, number 146, ungraded, is $3,000.
Fucking crazy. Okay, good guess, though, right?
Yeah, pretty good guess. So, and it is Charizard. So, but here's the thing. This set has, a lot of times Pokemon will number their holos or their foils at a different number than their regular version. This one has, and like they have holos, reverse holos, they'll have like Cosmos. They got a bunch of different foiling techniques. The reverse one is basically the frame and all the text area is foil. The holo version, the art in the card, in the art area, that is foil. That's the distinction there. This one has a subset called, it goes number through H through 1 through 30, and that's like the special holo set. But there's also a reverse holo of the regular number of 146, and then a non-foil version. Man, Tyler, there's like 4 different copies of each of these cards that you can get. And it is crazy. So Charizard's $3,000. Gengar, like one of the other most popular Pokemon, he's $1,400. Umbreon, he's $1,400. Ho-Oh's $1,100. Gyarados, these are the holo versions. He's like $800. A Crobat non-foil is $700. Alakazam in foil is $546. Like, the set is very expensive. It's ridiculous.
I think if I was a GBA crazy person, I would like, this is like the case where it's like, instead of buying this stupid shit, I'm going to wait 20 years and people will care about this less than 20 years.
You think so? I don't know. Because this set is already 20 years old.
There will be, so yes. I mean, 20 years old is like prime nostalgia time. But there will be 20 more years of stupid Pokemon bullshit for people to invest in, that just like the money invested in Pokemon crap will be spread out, let alone the fact that I don't think $3,000 Charizard cards are going to keep up with inflation over the course of 20 years. So if I really decide I need to complete my everything GBA set, I'm going to do it in 20 years, Johnny. Because like, yeah, you're saying these prices, these multiple cards are over $1,000. Like, yeah, I don't want to spend $40,000 on a bunch of Pokemon cards for my GBA games. Interesting, a Skyridge Charizard, the Charizard e-reader card, costs more than any single Pokemon game.
Yes. And this set came out in English in 2003, Japan in 2002. So yeah, we're over 20 years now. Here's some more fun for you, Tyler. Are you ready for more fun?
Absolutely.
With e-reader cards? There is a set of Pokemon cards that are also e-reader cards that never made it out in America and are called the Versus series. And you can go get those too.
Do you know what I think is fascinating about these e-reader cards? Theoretically, they should all be in bad shape, but no one had an e-reader, so they probably are fine.
No, some of the like Pokemon cards of this era are a little beat up. But yeah, like if you were actually jamming this thing into e-readers, crazy. Also about this set, this Versus set, here's my fun note for you. There is an exclusive Charizard and Gengar. This art was never released in America through all this Versus set. So exclusive Pokemon cards. Go get them. Complete your set. There's like 4 sets like this. They're all expensive. Skyridge and Aquapolis being the 2 most expensive. Kanakis, talking to you. Your GBA set not complete. Sucks now.
Yep.
Until you
this
have
has all been a section to incept Kanakis into spending $40,000 on a bunch of Pokemon cards.
Well, he was just talking about how he bought the Pikachu and he thinks that the Greyfelt hat is the best Pikachu. My man doesn't know about all the other Pikachus. Let me tell you, Grey Hat Pikachu, pretty cool. Love it a lot. It's not a top 5 Pikachu though, as far as value.
I'm so happy I don't collect Pokemon cards. I can't express my happiness that I'm in a bullshit hobby for old men like video games, let alone that I like old computer games that will never be worth anything. Oh, it's so good.
Here's what I can tell you at least about Pokemon cards. You know what you can do with Pokemon cards? You can walk up to any show and just be like, here's my binder full of cards. I would like 70% of the value. And the vendor's usually like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Just buy the whole thing and you're
Imagine having a market that liquid, Johnny.
Crazy. Just insanity. Also, hey, if you want to get into Nintendo, there's a Pikachu Mario and that ungraded goes for $5,000 at the minimum. There's also
the Luigi Pikachu sold for like $200,000.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Ungraded one. Ungraded. So whatever you think about your stuff, just remember that there are more expensive things out there, man. And Pikachu, he is so expensive. There's this Greyfelt hat Pikachu used to be like $300, $400. It was like $100 when it came out. Then it hit like $500. Now it's going almost near $800. And it's still not a top 5 Pikachu in price. $800 is not a top 5 Pikachu. There was a Chinese gem pack one released not so long ago, like maybe 6 months ago. That thing goes for $1,000, a cool $1,000 right now, all day long.
It's
got Pikachu and Gengar.
I don't get it. It's just Johnny, going on the Poke investing subreddit, it's just cryptocurrency, and I don't get it. But you know what? I think people make perhaps questionable financial decisions all the time, myself included, of course.
Yeah. No, we are of questionable decisions. Anyways, Tyler, now I think we can move on to a question. I just wanted to tell people that there is this whole subset of e-reader cards that are technically video game adjacent. And what are we doing? Are you buying these things?
I did consider them at one point. I obviously, this was a long time ago, but I was collecting every e-reader card because I had an e-reader as a kid. I'm very nostalgic for the e-reader. I thought it was cool. All the e-reader NES games, that's the first way I ever played those NES games, most of them. Yeah. But yeah, I decided not to buy all the Pokemon cards. Yeah. Because back then, Pokemon wasn't cool. It was probably like the black and white era when I was collecting that stuff.
Yeah, so people aren't confused. These aren't the Pokemon e-reader cards for, like came in the little packs that you could buy specifically for the GameCube. These are straight out of regular Pokemon packs. These are sets, and they are just happen to be e-reader cards as well. That I'm talking about.
There probably more people than needed that explanation, Johnny, are people who needed to understand what the e-reader is. There's probably someone listening to the show who doesn't know what an e-reader is, right?
It's like, what the? Yeah. The e-reader was a fun attachment for the, I say Game Boy Advanced. Did it work? I mean, did it send things with the extension cable to the GameCube as well?
Absolutely. You could connect it to a GameCube and you could transfer stuff to Animal Crossing like that. But it was mostly a standalone thing for the Game Boy Advance.
And they sold like original Nintendo games on these little card packs, so like 5 or 6 cards. And you'd swipe them through a little reader and it would transfer a code into your Game Boy. And it would like essentially like swipe card 1, 2, 3, 4, get through, and then you could go play Excitebike.
And it's fascinating. They basically, like, it wasn't like it was unlocking something because then it would just be one card. The fascinating part of the e-reader is that they distilled an entire NES game essentially down into 5 barcodes.
Yeah.
That is how small awesome. NES games are.
Yeah. And then there was on the GBA version of Mario 3 and Mario Advance 2, or what is it? I don't know. The stupid Mario Advance.
Super Mario Advance 4? Super Mario Brothers 3?
Yeah. That like it had exclusive items and levels that you could get in there. So, which I think we were later told was like on one of the downloadable versions in the Wii store or something.
Yeah, they did release those levels somewhere else.
But at the time, this was exclusive content for Super Mario 3 that you could only get through this and exclusive Animal Crossing stuff. There was a lot going on with e-reader cards. They were very popular, and if you know about the new Animal Crossing cards that came out and like why those were popular, it started with these e-reader cards. And they're exclusive ones in Japan. They're not the same. There's a lot going on with e-reader. Go watch a YouTube video on the e-reader. I'm sure someone did a really cool retrospective.
They kind of did a lot with it, considering how big of a failure it ultimately was.
Yeah,
like back then, Super Mario Brothers 3 easily a candidate for the best game ever made in terms of like everyone's going to agree this is the best game ever made type deal. And they had brand new Nintendo developed levels released on cards. Like that should have been an e-reader seller for that alone.
Yes.
Johnny, Final Fight CD asks, what would you rate your sleep schedule from 0 to 10? As a listener of the show, I would rate Tyler's as 1 out of 10. Would you agree?
A sleep schedule?
Yeah.
Oh, is yours worse than mine, you think?
Especially when I'm trying to be better. Let's start recording at 11 p.m. maybe. But yeah, like Johnny, there are many shows where I did not get to bed until 5 a.m.
Yeah, but what time did you wake up?
Until recently, like normal times. Well, 11 a.m. probably on a weekend.
Okay. I would say that we both are ones, Tyler. We're really bad at this. But like, there's very often nights I'm sleeping like 3 or 4 hours a night. On average, I get about 5 hours.
All right, you're worse than me. You see, I'll get good sleep, but it's because I don't start work until noon. Now, because of daylight savings time, there's an adjustment period. I start work at 1 p.m. For the month of March. I'm working 1 to 9. And I'm not a person who's going to wake up at 8 and do stuff in the morning. I wake up at like 12:20.
And crawl to your computer and get to work.
But that means I get 8 hours of sleep. So
that's true. No, I don't. I have a horrible schedule, and then it'll be like, my sleep schedule for the last month has been so broken. My family got sick at different times, so they all had cough. So everyone was coughing, just keeping me up, falling asleep on the couch, and then like my back hurts. Just like I've been ruined for like the last month. It's fine. I'm finally like starting to get some sleep, but yeah, there'll be frequently times when it's just like 4 a.m. and I also get insomnia. So then my brain gets super active, and I'm just like, oh God, stop this. I can't. If I'm tired and I don't go right to sleep when I'm tired, my brain will find something to think about, and then it's off to the races and I'm screwed.
To assuage our listeners, it is only 2:30 a.m. for me right now, and I have set a recurring alarm every day at 1 a.m. that says "Go to bed or you will die." Just because I looked at like, I must have saw like a study on sleep quality related to total mortality, and it's like, oh, if you don't get good sleep, you die sooner. And I don't want to die, so it just seems like a good idea to get to bed.
Oh, yeah, it's full of other comorbidities. Yeah, you're going to be fatter, more diabetic, just
higher blood pressure,
and die sooner.
Yep. You're just going to die, yeah. So get sleep. Stop listening to this podcast, guys. It'll be here tomorrow. Or you could just forget about it. I listen to 1/3 of podcasts all the time. What happens at the end of podcasts? No one's listening to this anymore.
No, maybe they are. Who knows? We'll see. Put it in the comments if you got this far in the episode.
Everybody say
in the comments. Oh God, I hate
train caboose if you made it this far.
Oh God,
we have so many people who the second we post it, 2 hours later they've listened to the whole show. I cannot believe how many people listen to it like the second it comes out front to back. Podcasts for me are like, all right, I need to wait until I have like a 2-hour block to sit and listen to this thing. Like, we're going on a walk or a car ride or something, but people are just like, oh yeah, here's some entertainment right now. Don't care when they posted.
You know, there's a bunch of guys not doing their chores at home. They're like, I need this podcast to come out. Like, their wife's like, what are you doing? You're like, I'm just waiting for that podcast to drop, babe, and then I'll get to it.
Ruben asks, Johnny, has there ever been a game in any set you've collected that you've waited ages to find and you've never seen it again since?
In a set? Yeah, I'm sure there has. Like, there's like a lot of dumb variants that happen like that. I don't have a specific. What was one I just saw? There's like so many dumb horror games like this that just I didn't wait. It was like I only saw it and sold, so essentially I just missed it, and it's like and it's never coming back. It's never coming back.
I don't think any of my like, oh my god, I've only seen this once stuff is in a set. Even like variants and stuff. Because like if it's in a set, it's generally like, mass produced kind of thing. Like I'm not saying down like, oh, sets are mass produced. But like, yeah, generally the stuff that we are putting into a set is like gettable. Like there's nothing impossible in a set. Even Myriad 6-in-1, like you see those come up.
Like let's see. Is there anything like stuff, or sometimes it like just comes up and like it's at the wrong price at the time and I didn't get it. Hey Tiger Wolf, looking at you in that Club Penguin anniversary, I didn't buy that one time for $300. Then it became $500 the next time I saw it. There's lots of things I've put off and then just missed again. Like usually it's that like, oh, it's gotten this expensive, I don't want to do that, and then just regret seeps in later.
Yeah, that Club Penguin, that's like $400 something. Like, I still think that's kind of worth it.
Yeah. There was one that was like $6, and I like didn't pull the trigger, and then I'm like, I should have pulled the trigger, and then I was like, I'm gonna go do it, and then it was gone. I was like, man.
For those who don't know, there is an employee exclusive Club Penguin game day for the Nintendo Wii. It has unique insert art. It's 4 penguins on it. It still has a UPC on the back. It's called the 5th Anniversary Limited Edition. And there's one on eBay right now for $7,000 sealed if you really want one. Oh my god, no, it's not sealed. $7,000 complete in box. What a deal.
Yeah, terrible price. Do not do that.
But I don't think $400 for this is crazy because it's the rarest Wii game, right? And I realize it's a variant, but
yeah.
And it's like distinctive and colorful. I like it. And we know a guy who worked on Club Penguin, so.
Yeah. No, it is the thing I want. Sigh.
Oh, wait. No, it is sealed. Why is it graded Gen? I don't know how grading works. It's graded Gen, I guess, for genuine, but they didn't give it a grade? Whatever, man. Fucking don't buy this. But it's cool. I don't think you're cool. It's cooler than Poop Slinger. How about that? The Club Penguin on Wii, I think it's cooler than friggin' Poop Slinger.
100%.
And also there's another Poop Slinger for sale, I think, on Heritage Auctions, because Poop Slinger's not that rare and not that exciting. Sorry, guys.
Can't wait to not buy that.
That was it. Those are our 2 questions. Johnny, what are you buying? What are you playing?
What am I buying? Tyler, let me get it out. I bought Pocopia or whatever. Bought that. That was cool, huh? Is that a good one?
That's an expensive one, I heard. It's like $80 or something.
I mean, it's like $70. So, hold on one second. So I got a game called Fear the Spotlight on the PS5.
Is this a shelf filler that just happens to be in the horror genre?
It is an IM 8-bit exclusive, and it comes with a exclusive slipcover.
Cool. It looks like it's got a PS1 aesthetic.
Yeah.
I know it's a very common aesthetic for horror games to have a PS1 aesthetic, but I still fucking love it. It's a good aesthetic.
And you want to hear the best thing I bought, though, Tyler? Look, I know you're into this, okay? And this is like specifically you. There's like a long line of cereal games. There's like a subset of cereal games you could go be buying. And there is one called...
Okay, hold on. Cereal games meaning like Captain Crunch is in a video game, or games that came in a cereal
exactly
box?
Captain Crunch, as a matter of fact,
okay.
Tyler. Yes. Captain Crunch's Crunchling Adventure you can go get. And
this this had to come in a cereal box, right? There's no way Crunchling Adventure did not come in a cereal box.
I don't know. I hope so. I like to think that it did. And it comes with some AOL hours free as well. So, you gotta love that.
And there's 2 variants. There's the sleeve variant and there's the jewel case variant.
Yes.
Oh, maybe someone just put one in that jewel case.
Oh, yeah. This one is... I have the sleeve version.
No, man, I'm looking at this jewel case. Did they
No one
cut
that's
it
$25.
and shove it in here? I'm thinking that there's a jewel case variant.
I don't know.
No, they cut it.
They cut it. You can
free
see
is
what,
cut off. Oh, you gotta watch
Yeah,
out for this stuff. You know, watch out for these trimmed Pokemon cards, guys. You don't want to get a bootleg Captain Crunch Crunchling Adventure jewel case. That never came out.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I bought that. Are you into it?
Yes, I am very much into Cereal Box PC games. I think it's an underrated thing to collect, especially if you can find the Cereal Box that originally came with it, which are out there for some reason. There are crazy people selling vintage cereal boxes all over eBay. Go find the cool ones.
Yeah. This is like just a weird game. I like. It's like
You just bought it because it's Captain Crunch.
I did. I was like, you know what? This is weird.
I've been there. You know, I bought like all the Taco Bell Happy Meal PC games that come on floppy disks. Like I love this stuff.
I mean, I spent $5. Okay, so
Yeah.
well, like with like $5 shipping, so I spent like $10 on. So it's not
Perfect.
It's not like, oh my god, what did he do?
Go find the cereal box now.
Yeah. I'll check eBay right now. You start telling me what you buy, what you're buying, and what you're playing. Tell the people. I'll tell you if I can find the box
Okay.
for it.
I just need you to know I spent years looking at every fucking box of Rice Chex to find my Chex Quest cereal box. And then I paid nothing for it, but it was a journey to find that cereal box. Jay, I got like a highlight of my collection in terms of like actual grails, impossible to get stuff, but it's a very weird game. I got a save search hit for Gayblade, the gay-themed dungeon crawler for
I'm sorry,
Windows
did you
and
say-
Mac.
Did you say gay themed?
The gay-themed. Yes, it is like gay in the sense that like there's gonna be like guys in leather that you're fighting, and the final boss of the game is renowned homophobe and all around dingus Pat Buchanan. This game came out in
Oh my God.
1992.
It's not like Zorro and the Gay Blade or anything like that.
That is what it's
just
named
like,
after, actually. Zorro
Oh,
and the
okay.
Gay Blade.
but this is they got literal with it, and we're like, no, actually, gays are out to get Pat Buchanan for being a fucker. Got it.
That's it. You fight pastors, police, rednecks, skinheads, and Pat Buchanan in a dungeon crawler. It's so
That is a
fucking
little
cool.
bit. That's kind of crazy.
The coolest part of this game is that this was a hobbyist developed game that was completely self-published and given away for free to friends and acquaintances. And it was thought to be lost until a copy surfaced in 2020 at a gay museum in Germany.
So how the hell did you get?
Yeah, so how the hell did I fucking get? I don't know. I've had this save search for at least 6 years. And it's one of these things where it's like, all right, I'll just keep it up just in case. But like, there's one known copy of this game. What are the chances this save search is going to get a fucking hit? And it got a hit one morning, and I put it in my cart, and like on the eBay checkout, it says like, this is in one other person's cart. Who is searching for this game where there's one
Who
known
didn't pull
copy
the
to
trigger
exist?
immediately?
Who is like waffling on whether they should buy this? Oh,
Mistakes
it's
were made.
fucking awesome. And really cool, actually. I think the history of like gay references in video games is weird because you go back to like the late 80s, early 90s, and the timeline is like Leisure Suit Larry has like a homophobic joke in it, and that's like part of the history of LGBT themes in video games. But this is probably the second gay themed video game ever, and it was only like given away and like given to family and friends type deal. And the very first one was distributed on a BBS. It's called Caper in the Castro. And that was also free. And they would send you a cassette and they would like expect you to make a donation to like an AIDS charity or something. So both of the first games were like free and had weird distribution and are impossible to find. Anyway, it's just a weird, impossible grail that I can't believe I just bought on eBay.
Yeah, but you did it.
I did it.
Yeah.
I'm the coolest guy now.
Well, congratulations. Did you pay a lot for it?
I mean, yeah, like $350.
I mean, that doesn't seem like that
I
much.
mean,
that
like, I don't know
seems
what
like
the
a
market
really
for this.
reasonable
Like, I
deal.
can't. Who has a save search for fucking Gayblade? I don't know. Like, am I the only one? I'm not the only one. It was in someone else's cart, and they didn't know. They were probably like, "Oh, $350. Who the hell else is fucking searching for Gayblade? I'm searching for Gayblade, bitch."
Look, man. As far as historical games go, like this one, like actually has some merit here. Like, it talks about relevant social issues. I don't know.
It is. It's probably like one of the earlier political like protest games with like specific figures against it. Yeah, it's got stuff going for it.
No, that's cool. You win collecting for sure, dude.
I do. I'm the best.
We're going to talk about the best things we saw in the Discord. I'm sorry, it's not going to be better than Gayblade.
It's not. Sorry, guys.
BT Dubs, I am going to tell you about the box, the Captain Crunch box. I said I'd get back to you.
Here we go.
I did. I found a box. It was just regular Crunch Berries. It's not advertised very well. Like, it's a giant ad on the box, but it's mainly about the AOL hours. And it's like, yeah, free CD-ROM game included. And it doesn't even have like the art on it. It's just like, oh, Captain, he's back. This is after the Captain Advanished boxes were out there for a while, and it would be like I remember it'd be like the outline of the Captain's hat and his face, and but his art wasn't there, and it'd be like the Captain is missing. I remember the commercials. And yeah, after he got back in that timeline, they put this game in there.
Okay, so you're getting one of these boxes, right?
I didn't find the box on eBay. I had to do a general search to find that.
I found a Reese's Captain Crunch. I'm sorry, it's not Reese's Puffs. It's Captain Crunch's Peanut Butter Crunch. It's got the thing on it here. I'm sending it to you. Go buy it.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, all right.
Except it's $40.
Ooh, does it come with the game as well?
No, it's just a flattened cereal box by these crazy people who flatten cereal boxes and save them forever. There's so many people who do this. I don't know what's wrong with you people.
Hey, look, I want my game to be complete. I think I need it to be complete. I think you need the box.
I agree.
All right. Yeah, no. Send it to me. I'm going to probably buy it. I'm going to look around. I'd rather get the Crunch Berries one or regular Captain Crunch.
I agree.
But, look, I do like Peanut Butter Crunch, but I would rather it just be regular.
Johnny, you playing anything?
Yeah, I told you I've been playing Zelda with my boy, and that's Echoes of Wisdom. And I've played a bunch of Pokemon. First time playing Pokemon, so that's a thing I'd never done.
Pretty exciting.
So, yeah. And
grinding for your kid, yeah.
Yeah, watch a little Pokopia. Like, grinding's nothing to me. I was like, oh, whatever. I can just... I'm sitting there playing that and just like watching TV. So it was like, you know how to grind RPGs. It's not that big a deal. Like grinding RPGs in the olden days, you used to just be like, oh man, I'm stuck playing it on the TV and I'm going to have to grind. I guess if you were a Pokemon kid, you always had like
YouTube on your phone at the same time you're playing a video game. You only do one thing at a time? God, 1997 sucks, guys.
Well, yeah, no, I was like, I was doing that. I was like watching a video on my phone. I'm like, wait a minute, this is the Switch. I don't have to fucking do that. Then I just put on TV and I was like, fuck that. I just picked up the Switch and put it in a handheld and then was doing it. I was like, this is way better.
That's a sign of a poorly designed video game.
What?
The fact that you have to play it while doing something else and it just wastes your time. You know what? Everybody loves Chrono Trigger, a game where there's no grinding whatsoever. Maybe there's something to that, guys.
Nah, there's some grinding in Chrono Trigger.
But there's all the battles are set. Look, you can't just like walk back and forth in grass and get over levels.
I can't speak to how much grinding you have to do in Pokemon. This is the first Pokemon game I've ever played. I don't know about it. Okay. I don't know if my son was just like, I like Charizard, so I'm going to level up. It's like, I want to get Charizard, so I'm going to level up this, Charmander into Charmeleon and get my Charizard out. And then he's like, oh, I have to go. This gym has a water boss, and now all my other Pokemon are weak. I didn't level up my Pikachu or anything else. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know if the normal course of the game, it's just like if you just are normally rotating a couple of Pokemon, that this is fine. And I can't ask my wife because she's an insane person, because she wants to level up all of her Pokemon. This is why it takes her so long in every Pokemon game. She wants to make them all strong and then then she just, after it evolves, she keeps another one. Like she wants it in each, she wants one Pokemon in each state.
Yeah, it's called a living dex, Johnny. I do the same thing.
Okay. I don't know because I've never played. Anyways, I'm like, that seems crazy. Why don't you just like they only do like 5 or 6 different things. So why don't you just pick the one you like best, get those 6 and then just like level them up and go, like make your party and go forth and battle, young trainer. And they're like, no, we're going to level up all these. I'm just like, what is happening? It's
Johnny,
crazy.
I don't want to ruin Pokemon for you, but there's a secret trick you can do. And so you have a starter Pokemon. Your starter was Charmander.
Yeah.
He's probably got some kind of fiery move like Fire Blast or something, or maybe he's still got Flamethrower.
It's got Ember.
Okay, Ember, that's fine. So every battle, you're going to go find every trainer in the game. You're going to fight them, and you're going to say Charmander, Charmeleon, Ember, and all the experience is going to go to Charmander, and he's going to be over-leveled for everything in the game, and you're never going to need to use a single other Pokemon the entire fucking game, because Pokemon games are so easy.
But what about when you hit a water one? Can you beat them with... It's like your attacks aren't effective.
If you brute force it, you can. No, I would probably swap out if I was fighting a water Pokemon.
Okay, that's what I said. So you got to level up a couple.
So you level up 2. Also, if you need something for HM, Kingler can learn a lot of useful HMs. Kingler's always my HM guy in the early games.
Okay.
Johnny.
That's a lot of Pokemon talk. What are you playing?
I started playing Diablo 2 again.
What a change that you are playing a Diablo and I am not.
Yeah. I went through it, so I was like really motivated and like getting all my stuff, like like upgrading my stuff, grinding for some cool stuff. I did a few hundred like Mephisto runs and Pindle runs and all the stuff you do in Diablo. And then I beat Hell Bale, and I'm like, do I really want to play it? Do I really want to like dive into this and give my life over to Diablo 2? I don't think I do.
So you stopped?
Yeah, but I had a fun little Diablo 2 resurgence. Johnny, Opus Magnum got DLC. How do you feel about that?
Fine, I guess.
Yeah. Have you played Opus
Magnum? I feel
Magnum?
some kind of way about it? No, I don't know what Opus Magnum is.
It was released on the Switch now, too. Opus Magnum is one of the better puzzle games ever released, I think. It is... It's like a factory optimization game. Like, so... Imagine Factorio, I guess. I don't know what the equivalent would be on like a console, but it's you have to basically make a factory. You have a bunch of inputs and a bunch of arms that move stuff around and transform it, and you have to turn it into an output as efficiently as possible. It's all of the really hard thinking bits of a game like Factorio without all the grindy kind of fluff bullshit. And this game came out 10 years ago, and the company that made it disbanded. They're like, we make too many puzzle games, and we want to like move on with our lives. And then 10 years later, out of nowhere, they released DLC for this game, which is really fucking cool. You should probably go check out Opus Magnum, and now it's on Switch. So
okay,
that's what I've been playing.
All right, I will go check it out.
All right. Is that it? What do we got? That's it?
That's it. I think we did the show, Tyler. We did it.
We didn't say who had the best thing in the...
Oh, we didn't do that.
Oh, you know what? RE4 Matt joined the Discord recently, and he posted his Through the Looking Glass for Apple, the only game that Apple ever published. And
that was really cool.
Yeah.
I want one now.
Go get one. I want one, too.
We had someone else just join the Discord, too. We had like 2 people, like, kind of close together.
Also, Saint WS6 posted like a graded mint condition Hellfighter, and that's a game. Again, I've had a save search for Hellfighter for forever, and there's no like parentheses or anything. The save search is for Hellfighter NES, 3 words. I've never got a hit on this ever, and I want a copy of Hellfighter mostly because the box art for Hellfighter, it's a Sachin NES game, and it's just like this naked dude in a very small thong. And he's got a sword that looks like it's going into his ass. The box art is excellent. His arm is a skull. If you don't know the box art for Hellfighter, it's wonderful. I want a copy. And I've always assumed it's super rare because I never got a save search hit. And he has this mint condition sealed one. I'm like, wow, that's so cool. How did you even get that? He's just like, oh, it was just like on eBay for $100 one day. So what the fuck is going on with my save search, eBay?
You got screwed.
I did. My Gayblade save search went off though, so at least I got that.
I mean, look, as far as wins, you got the best win. Like, come on.
I guess.
Yeah, it was Fieldy Stick did join as RE format as well. So, hey guys, welcome to the Discord. And thanks for joining. If you too want to do that, be able to ask us questions and feature your collection on the show, then you can go to, I don't know, where do they go, Tyler? You tell them. It's a quiz. Do you know?
I don't know. Just like Google it. Just Patreon.
Patreon.com/collectorsquest. And for $4, you can join up. And then you get our After Dark and you get access to the Discord. Anyways, that's it. That's the show. Thank you so much, everyone who supports us on Patreon. Thank you to everyone who just listens and supports us in that way. We appreciate all of the people out there who are friends of the show. And yeah, we're going to be at Midwest Gaming Classic soon. That's less than a month away, or about a month away. So that's coming up. Hope to see you guys there. Tyler, anything else?
Nope.
All right. Bye.